Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A happy Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Thank you to everyone for listening live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, iHeartRadio, tune in, watching live on YouTube, as well as to everyone listening to us on podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Today on the show, I am Matt Iwanyk. He is Tom Gazzola. He is Jay Milne. She is Jasmine Sadu. With her broken right foot. She made it. She got here. Her Uber canceled, but she got another one who's driving slow. We also got Brendan the intern on the other side of the camera. Oh, you went to McDonald's today. Interesting.
I usually go to McDonald's.
It's good coffee.
I've always gotten Tim Hortons from you.
It's better coffee.
Yeah, but you like I don't
by a
recall
mile.
seeing you bringing McDonald's.
I'm in radio now. I'm not making the big bucks, okay? I got to watch my budget.
You always
You're
bring
rich.
Timmy's in.
Be quiet.
I am rich.
Also, somebody needs to bring Jasmine her coffee.
Oh, yeah, I'll get you coffee.
Well, no, I was going to yell at those people because there's like a lot of people out there.
They're busy.
Did he hit your foot?
No, I moved it too fast.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, what it is.
You're disrupting the banyas.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Well, you said you always buy McDonald's. I don't think you do.
I maybe not always, Maddie, but I've switched. I'm full McDonald's.
I'm with you on that one.
McDonald's coffee's better.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just, it was like he doesn't go there.
Oh.
That's why this is like,
The problem
was
with
it a slower
McDonald's
morning
is
for him,
that
a better
it's
morning
like,
for him?
you really have to resist. Timmy's doesn't, like, I don't really eat that much Timmy's food. But sometimes at McDonald's, it's like, it'd be nice to have a,
Big McDonald's.
McChicken.
like, what are the
Chicken
little hash
nuggies.
browns? So you have to really resist. You have to have a lot of mental fortitude to go through a McDonald's drive-thru and only get coffees.
EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider by Canadian. Sentinel.ca. How's everyone doing today?
Tired.
You probably are.
Yes.
How was the post show?
It was fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. but just
Positivity.
Hernan, I could tell. I'm
Sleepy?
like, we watched the end of the game, and we look at the clock. It was like 11:08. And you know our rule of thumb is hour minimum post game. And when I look at him, I'm like, we are out of here at 10 after 12. Out. And we were like tight. We were tight. And
yeah.
you could tell Cash was tired too.
Oh.
8:30 sucks.
8:30 against San Jose.
Against San Jose.
Exactly. Like San Jose,
Sucks.
nonetheless. Did you stay up for the full game?
Full
I feel like you
disclosure?
did it.
No,
I knew it.
I couldn't.
I knew it.
I was there through halfway through the third and I fell asleep. I took it to the bedroom. We don't have a TV in our bedroom. But I can watch it on my phone with my earphones in. And I was like, hey, I was in bed at the start of the second period. Like, hey, I got this. This is good. And halfway through the third, I woke up with my phone on my chest and I was like, okay, this game's in hand. Nothing happened last night anyways. It's worth talking about, did it?
Oh boy.
I did see that. And that is something I know we'll probably get into, Matt.
The injury?
Yeah, and they are practicing today, by the way. Usually they would take that day, but I guess that's not the case. 1:00 Pacific, 2:00 our time.
Where are they practicing?
Toyota, or the LA Kings practice.
Okay.
facility.
In LA. Okay.
In El Segundo.
Okay.
And I didn't say it right. I said El Segundo. It's Segundo.
The concern I'd have with Leon is that, like, one thing could be, it's just the Sharks. Precaution, take him out.
Yeah.
If it was that, I think Knobloch would have said, yeah, we just took him out for precaution reasons. Little something. We just didn't. But him saying, don't have anything, we'll know tomorrow. That's where you go, ooh, because because what was it before that he came back? Was it a hammy or groin?
Hammy. It was a hammy.
So it's like, is it the same thing? Because if it is, then that's concerning.
Yes.
If it's something new, that also is concerning, I guess, at the same time. So, but that's where the fact that he came out and Knobloch said after the game, don't know, we'll know tomorrow, and wasn't know something just didn't feel right. Precaution. We're just, that puts me a little bit of I'm very intrigued to see what he has to say today in not a good way.
Okay. I also said this on the post-game show last night. We know not to trust Chris Knobloch's descriptions of injuries anymore. It's never right.
Well, that's what I was kind of, hearing from the post game, because I listened to that all this morning, and I thought what you said was brilliant, because you can't really take much from what Coach Knobloch says post game to what he says today.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief, and since Leon came back against Calgary, he's pretty much had this team on his back.
Yeah.
Right. He's been driving the pace of play. I think there was a lot of bumps and nudges and falls and stepping on the puck, and he could have just been like, screw this.
That's what I felt. That's why I said that yesterday.
I'm done. See you in LA.
Yeah.
Boys, take care of this. Maybe he felt the game was in control in hand. I mean, I don't know, as an Oilers fan, if you could have confidently said that halfway through the second period.
Mm-hmm.
But I got more of a sense of that. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But then I think that's where Knobloch could have come out and be like, you want to know some just precaution. He knows.
Yeah,
they know. They would know at that point that that's a precaution thing. And there's no reason to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, but let's go back to last year with the Elks, when Jarius Jackson was announcing who his starter was the first day that he possibly could, and said, Trey Ford's going to be our starter, and there's a whole 7 to 8 days before a game. You don't owe anybody a reason or any sort of information on Leon's status. Leon could be totally fine, but what's the point of saying anything when you're going into a very big matchup against your division rival?
Because I'd rather my division rival know that think that Leon's playing and is as healthy as possible, as opposed to thinking he's injured.
Fair.
Yeah,
I'd rather than like
gamesmanship.
a Mikey Anderson or whatever. Like, there's a history with this team. I'd rather them not think that Leon's maybe a little bit banged up. Target for us a little bit. I'd rather them think the opposite when this one, which is he's fine. He's good to go. Like, if Leon's not there, it doesn't help. The LA Kings are like, this is better for us. So I would want them thinking this entire time that Leon is ready to go, healthy. He's happy. I want them to know that as early as possible. That would be where, to me, the gamesmanship then will play. Whereas if you're not doing this, there is a more of a, there's something bigger here, or potentially bigger here. Whereas you could just end that, squash it right away if it was initially of Leon just saying, I'm done. I'm load management type thing here. It's just a lot easier for Knobloch to come on and be like, precaution.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm very intrigued to see what he has to say today.
My cousin, Dr. Harjas Graywall on Twitter, tweeted.
That was where that came from.
What?
Because I was like, there's I said it on the show. I saw some posts. It must have been you. I'm like, there's doctors online. I'm like, how are we reading this? And I know doctors are the smartest people in the world.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Since you said that, I'll read his full tweet because I was just going to tell you what he said.
Yeah. But I'll own up to it. I was just like, I don't know. You're watching the broadcast and you only get a couple angles at it.
For sure.
Anyway, I'm just
and this is the perspective of someone that's watching it from a video, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he said. He said, likely a groin strain for Draisaitl. Can't judge the severity by the video, but hopefully lower grade and day to day.
Well, that's good.
He admitted it. Yeah. I texted him last night quickly. I'm like, you need to do this for me. He's a Canucks fan.
Surprise.
By the way, this is going to be the last time we're going to talk about the Canucks. I think they're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, that's a lie, first of all.
We're gonna have to clip that, Brendan.
Yeah, clip that, bro.
Because this whole Canucks bit is dead now. Okay, bye-bye.
You can't call it a bit when you live it.
Whatever. R.I.P.
It's hard to say that when you come in wearing a Canucks skirt.
How is this it's blue?
It has
That's more of a Canucks
written
blue
on the butt.
It's more of a Canucks.
Yeah. And also, like, while we're talking Oilers, has to bring up the Canucks. Like, can't wait.
Yeah,
We've
right.
got 2 hours.
Nobody talked
We've
about
got
it.
a 2-hour show to go here.
Nobody
we're
even
talking about the
mentioned
Oilers, and you have to quickly get the Canucks in there. Like, we could say that for 10 o'clock, much later, but no.
Good try, Jasmine.
Got to jump in that. By the way, this is Hangout Headlines brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. From the premier golf facilities to the corporate branded products, the Ranch is your all-in-one tournament host, proud home to over 120 tournaments each year, including the EST Golf Classic. They're here to help you execute all your tournament ideas. Book your tournament today. Visit theranchgolf.com. I can speak from experience of booking, hosting or getting a golf tournament done at the Ranch. They make it seamless. They're wonderful. They know what they're doing. So if you're looking to book a golf tournament for this year, they are the people that you're going to want to do it with. Check them out, as I said, at theranchgolf.com. So it is on to LA now. Big game.
Oh, I was going to say, what about the Lakers and Golden State? Did you watch it? Come on. You had to. The guy was watching mainly that.
Yeah, but we can get to that. We got Oilers first. People care more about that one.
I know they do. I just don't want to forget about it.
We have 2 hours. We won't forget about it.
Okay, sorry. Just Canucks and Lakers. Just too hyper right now. My heart rate's up from coming 3 flights of stairs, you know?
Yeah. You got cabin fever.
Oh, maybe.
Are you working or are you like...
Yeah, I am working.
From home?
Well, I do both.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be out. I'm not a quitter either, you know. I like to work. I like money.
Insinuated you were quitting.
What? Oh no, I'm just saying a lot of babies out there that probably wouldn't go back to work. And I'm like, I like to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're rich. I'm not rich, but I like money and I like to have a nice lifestyle.
Yeah. Fair point.
Yes.
I've said it before. I'm the richest man alive.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah.
3 amazing
beautiful
daughters.
Wife, 3 beautiful, healthy daughters.
Ducks.
Goats. What is
Horses.
Horses. Pony. Miniature donkey.
Outside
See?
Pool.
That ain't cheap.
Paved driveway. Hello.
Hello.
Jukebox.
Jukebox. Cake fridge.
You also have that machine that for snow.
A skid steer. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously super rich.
And colleague of Reed Wilkins.
Yeah. And I get to sit. That's probably, probably one of the top on that list just after the family stuff is I get to sit and stare at Reed Wilkins every day.
Thank you for getting the
Lucky.
cupcakes that day.
Yeah.
Jay did a solid. I wanted to bring a cake, but clearly I could not walk. So could you imagine?
You could have still baked it and I would have picked it up. I did offer to pick it
I
up.
can't bake it with one leg. Stand in the kitchen.
But you can walk on a boot.
No, you can't.
I thought that's what a walking boot's for.
No, this is an air cast.
Good point. Oh,
okay.
And there is 0 weight allowed on it.
Oh,
So yeah.
okay.
So my foot, if you see it without it, because I have to wash it every day,
Well, you could
it looks like a dead foot.
You had that
Yeah.
thing that you walked around in on the Nasty Bash. They like put your knee
The
on.
knee scooter.
Yeah.
That's right. But that was like that. It was a little mini fracture, and with this, it's more severe. Like the bone can't move at all, or I'm screwed.
and you got the little booty thing on the bottom of the boot.
to be clean, because this is germs everywhere.
Yeah.
Just don't lick the bottom of your boot and you'll be fine.
Get sick.
yeah.
But like, I don't know what the point of the germs is.
That's a good point.
What do you mean?
So long as you're not eating your supper off the bottom of your boot, you should be fine.
Well, when you go home, I can't take the boot off. You know what I'm saying? So
Is
I
it
gotta.
comfortable?
Well, then put the booty on in your house.
It hurts. No, why would I put the booty on my house? It makes no sense. The house is clean.
Did you take the booty off when you get home?
You put a
Yeah.
new
Okay,
booty
so
on?
she does.
Yeah,
the
I put a new
opposite.
booty on. Toss this one.
Where do you buy booties?
Well, we're at work. We have booties.
Oh, so you just stole a box.
No, I asked, and it's in an email. Thank you. Okay.
Oilers Kings tomorrow.
Kevin.
Big battle. Oilers 2 points back. The LA Kings, who had a big win themselves over Utah yesterday. Both clubs have won 3 straight. They were 7-2-1 their last 10. The Kings 7-3. The Golden Knights, having dropped a couple here in a row. All of a sudden, the Kings are only 3 back of the Golden Knights. The Oilers are only 5 back of the Golden Knights. Who do the Golden Knights play next? They play tomorrow against the Calgary Flames. So if the Calgary Flames could do a solid for the Kings and the Oilers, the winner of tomorrow's game, you're in striking distance all of a sudden. Maybe we don't have 4 straight years of Kings
Right?
Oilers.
It is amazing how fast it's gotten tight.
Right?
Yes.
Because it like earlier this week or late last week, it was over to me. It was like 8 points. Like you're not coming up from 8 points, but the
Right.
Golden Knights have all of a sudden. And what's their schedule down the stretch? It's not the hardest.
No, I think
But-
they have Calgary. We looked at it
Calgary
yesterday.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
Canucks on Sunday. So they do a back-to-back though.
Pacific heavy.
They've got the Avs. They got the Kraken, Preds, Flames, Canucks to end the season. So they are in pole position to go do that. But let's say, just because the Kings are closer right now, I'd say the Golden Knights lose tomorrow and the Kings win. It's only a 1 point, right? Like it's right there. The Kings the Golden Knights aren't afforded any room for error after that.
But wait, there's more. St. Louis has now passed Minnesota. If you're top spot in the Pacific, you're not catching the top spot in the Central, so you're getting wild card 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the Blues?
Yes, they're frauds.
Ooh,
I stand by
I
that.
agree with Matthew.
They're a bit of
coming out
frauds.
strong on that one.
The win streak of 11, couple nice wins in there. There's the Avs. There was a Kings win in there, I believe. A lot of just
Nashville 3 times.
a lot of middling teams or lower
Nashville
teams.
3
Holloway
times.
injured.
There's
Good point. Good point.
I'm not as like winning 11 straight. Credit to you. You could only play who's in front of you. I will give credit to the St. Louis Blues on that. I wouldn't be worried about them in the playoffs, personally.
Interesting.
You?
I would give them. I've got a lot of new respect for them. That's for sure. Regardless of some weaker opponents, you got to win those games. I mean, LA's lost to San Jose a couple times. We were going through the bad losses, and surprisingly, Hernan and I on the pregame show went through Edmonton's bad losses this year. We summed it up as 4 bad losses. Anaheim. There was the Seattle one.
Kraken, yeah.
Yeah. There was Chicago early in the season.
There was a Minnesota one too that was bad.
Yeah, but Minnesota's a playoff team. They got their asses kicked.
Yeah,
but-
okay, I see what you mean.
He's gone that should have won.
That should have won.
Yeah, like
sure.
against really weak opponents. And I think
Chicago,
we
yeah.
threw Philadelphia in there as well.
Mhm. That was right at the start of the season.
Yeah, and there was a Detroit OT. There was a Montreal, but Montreal is on the cusp of being a playoff team. I think there's an Ottawa loss in there. But so
Ottawa,
we
though,
concluded
pretty good.
4 bad losses, truly, all year long.
That's not bad, hey?
I know, that's what
hopeful.
it was a revelation.
Yeah. Wow.
We were like, what?
You know what I think the biggest storyline though should be for Oilers fans as the playoffs are approaching is Victor Arvidsson's going.
Good point. Brendan
Jeff
Lester.
Skinner's turning it on.
15 goals this year.
15 goals quietly. And I mean, you say what you want about Connor Brown, but he contributed last night. That's a positive sign.
Yep.
Kasperi Kapanen was noticeable for the second game in a row in a positive way. Last game, he was able to get on the score sheet. Last night, not so much, but noticeable in a positive way. This has been a gripe that has been held on by Oilers fans the entire season. Most of it warranted about these acquisitions that were underperforming.
And they were.
Notably Skinner and Arvidsson. Jeff Skinner, the forward.
Yes.
Not Stu Skinner, the goalie. I know it happens all the time.
I'm the worst.
But I mean, and you look at Jeff Skinner, and how many games was he out? I mean, what is he going to play? 80% of the games when it's all said and done?
I think a little bit more than that.
Maybe slightly more,
Yeah.
but 15 goals. He's doing what, like if you could have said at the start of the season that Jeff Skinner would come in and score 20 plus goals, and Oilers fans would have taken that and said,
Right,
yeah, he's doing his job.
Yeah.
Well, he would be on pace for that if he had played, all these games. Now, I'm not here to talk about why was he out. I think it's because he's somewhat of a defensive liability.
Yes.
Okay, that's been discussed.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's getting it going, Arvidsson is getting it going. Arvidsson's got 3 goals in 3 games.
Yep.
He's contributing. He has the opportunity to contribute because some of the big dogs are out. So that is the most positive thing you can ask for. Because if you can have playoff Victor Arvidsson going for the Oilers, as opposed to what they're used to seeing in the Kings, that is a massive win. And the timing of it is very good. So I think that is probably the biggest positive outside of gritting out a win. They gritted that win out, but you had Skinner, Brown, and Arvidsson on the score sheet. Big time. I think that's massive.
Arvidsson had 7 goals in the last 13 games.
Which is waking up.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
great way to
exactly.
describe
And
it,
Connor
yeah.
Brown scoring too. Like,
Yeah.
hello.
On the
playoff.
B-way, Jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
He called Jeff Skinner. Nice play by Jeff
Yeah,
Skinner.
there you
Yeah,
go.
he's like, nice to get that one on the B-way. And I was like,
Good input.
oh, the B-way. New one.
Oilers' magic number for the playoffs, by the way, is 6 points.
That's your magic number. You have that equation that you use.
Well, yeah, it's the only magic number.
Trying to give you credit.
Well, thank you, but it's not like I've created this up. I gotta take like it's not like I've just magically like it's different than someone
Trying to give
else's.
you credit.
It's 6 points gained or lost by the Calgary Flames. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's fine.
Thank you. But math is math. I got to give credit to math. I gotta throw
Big
it back
country
at
down
math
south
away.
that doesn't know how to use math right now.
They do not.
Arvidsson's got 15 or 13 goals.
Those Penguins are really
In 7
gonna
games.
take a hit.
Those dickhead.
I'm sorry.
Penguins.
Yeah, that's right.
So how many games they've left? 6 now?
The Oilers?
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I forget who it was. Name yourself in the nasty chat. I think it might have been Spency 5 Sensi. At the start of the year, he noted that the Arvidsson goal total for the year was like 17 and a half, I think.
Okay.
And we're like, oh my gosh, we're taking that. So I jumped on that. I forget what it was, but
Well, look in your bets.
he could. Yeah, I guess I can do that. He could do that.
What does he have? 14?
13.
Yeah.
I mean, right now at the pace he's playing, he could. That'd be amazing.
I gotta see if
thought
you
that
move
was-
the line
oh
on
my
the
gosh, what
CFL.
happened out there?
Right?
The whole upper floor moved.
I know.
Somebody's dunking.
Krager texting in Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. The last time the Blues went on a win streak to end the season like they are currently on, they won the Stanley Cup. Could you imagine if Broberg and Holloway win a cup before Leon
No.
and Connor? No, I can't.
Refuse to. Don't
It'd be
need
hilarious in a one way.
Don't need that
Like it actually
imagination.
would be
Sick,
like from the
twisted
outside. It
world.
kind of would be a little funny. Not for Oiler fans, obviously. Oiler fans wouldn't have a joy, but it would be interesting. Not gonna lie, it's not happening. Although the last time they've won, the last time I think they won 11 straight. What they like? I think when the Cup run, they won 11 straight in that span too, or something. For them, they'd have to go through it. Let's say right now,
18 and a half goals.
18 and a half, and he's at.
Not looking good.
They have to go through Vegas for round 1, hypothetically. Then you got to go through Oilers or Kings round 2. Then you got to go through either Winnipeg, Dallas, or Colorado. And then you still got to go win the Stanley Cup final. A good heater. They're hot at the right time. That's a big hill to climb just to get to a cup final. Your hand's going up. Blues are frauds. Yeah, they're a bit of frauds.
Yeah.
When you look at their schedule.
I know San Jose is irrelevant right now because bye, but their jerseys yesterday, hideous.
You didn't like those?
No,
I don't like the black either. I think
the
90s
symbol,
cop out.
the
Yeah.
symbol was just so big. Like
I think they're just
4-year-old
it's-
colored
it's
it or something.
Like when people overthink things.
Yeah.
Like just go with the teal, baby. It's gifted to you by the gods of hockey. It's
Yeah,
your color.
It's a nice color.
Just
It is the
roll with
color.
it.
I didn't have an issue with it.
I thought, like, because they've had different iterations of the black alternate uniform. This one, I think, is the best one. Because, like, it has, like, it's like a bit of a gradient on the sleeve. It goes from teal to black. I like the striping. The logo, what logo did they have on? Not their normal one, right? Was it the shark fin?
Yeah, that's right. It was a shark.
circle?
Yeah, it was just like 2 things. I felt like it was just.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't.
I like
I
that
don't mind
jersey.
it.
I like that jersey.
I like their original with the stick. When
This was an
Yeah,
ESPN
I know.
game, I
That's
think,
nice.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was an ESPN game.
Nice little jersey to wear for the ESPN game.
Now, those jerseys with the teal pants and teal helmet. Hello. Or would that be too much teal?
I think there'd be a lot of team.
That's a lot of. Well, their home uniform is all teal uniform. Yeah, like head. To toe.
Yeah, I
The color
think that's
combos
sharp.
are nice. I just didn't like the symbol.
They've gone through a bit of an identity crisis over the last decade or so.
Well,
Clearly.
they're trying to get their fans to pay attention to what they're doing over on the business side and not worry too much on what's going on the hockey side.
True.
Although Mike Greer has done a decent job so far, I'd say.
Yeah,
I think
all the way to last
calendar
place.
year. I think calendar, like from last year, what people thought of Mike Greer as a GM to now. I think some people are like, oh, maybe he's doing some good things out there.
I would beg to differ. I think he's done a job. Like he
Sure.
hasn't done anything. Like,
Well, the Wallman, like, he got it. He flipped him for more.
sure. Like
Correct
now
there.
you got to go and utilize those
Yes.
assets he accumulated.
That's where
Like,
you're
that's
gonna-
why I'm saying there's no results yet. They got Celebrini, Smith. That William Eklund's having a good season. Outside of that, this roster sucks. The Askarov could be good. He's injured right now. Only played 13 games, but I understand the being enticed by what he's doing. So I get that, but the results have not been. But you're right. They have a lot to work with this offseason.
I remember to do that.
One of the nasties in the nasty chat, Prez Binnington went God mode last time they won.
They did. They also had a lot of veteran players too.
Well, Balmeister, Petrangelo,
Yeah.
Parayko. Was
O'Reilly.
was that their top 3 on defense?
Justin.
Was Justin Falk on that team when they won? They would have had O'Reilly.
Yeah.
It was a solid team. That blue line was just one of the best blue lines I would said in hockey at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't actually addressed that. I'll have to get that or something.
So loud.
Have you heard about that? Oh, you were listening to the post-game show. That's on the way.
So the boys on the morning show brought this up. This is an aside. They were asked if anybody would leave to become the director of CFL Fantasy, and somehow everybody diverted their attention to you. So if the league offered you director of CFL Fantasy, would you leave as COO of Edmonton Sports Talk?
He's gone.
I feel
in a
like
minute.
that is
Don't
something.
let the door hit your ass on the way out. He's out of here.
Are you kicking me out?
You're leaving
Well,
us.
he wants to be CEO.
No, I don't. It's too much pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
What? Doing the job
Your job.
right now? Oh, you don't want my job. I feel like I could do both jobs.
Oh,
I feel like that to be the director of CFL fan. Like, look, first I need a couple nerds who know how to code and tell them what I need. Like, I'm not coding anything. I'm not doing anything. I need them to create a website for me that like has the stats and this is what I need done. So I need those. And I say nerds in a great way because I wish I knew how to code. That is honestly, if you have kids nowadays, get them to learn how to code and stuff.
They're all learning.
That is a great
code.
skill to have moving forward, I would say. And then I just have to dictate a couple of things, but I don't feel like as a director of CFL Fantasy, I would have to do a lot of work that I feel like I could be like, yeah, I could do both jobs.
Well, the boss of Edmonton Sports Talk, your boss, has chimed in the nasty chat, and he said, can't do both, have to be one or the other, Dusty.
wow.
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum.
I'll have to think about that throughout the show. Give me some time. Give me some time. I need to ponder this.
I can't believe you're having to think about it.
It's fun here. We have a great thing going here.
I know, but this is something you've wanted.
Right, but I feel like I would get bored of the other job.
Well, then go there, set
like,
it up for a couple of years, then come back to EST.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's my point. That's why I said I feel like I could do both jobs. Is that I feel like there'll be so much downtime doing that I'll get bored. So it comes down to then what's my salary over there? Like, do I have enough to be a golf member somewhere and I could just golf throughout my days? And I never have to go into an office?
Probably.
Then I'm probably taking the CFL fantasy job.
Was this discussed now with Stuart Johnson taking over? Like, is this
He's
something?
not officially commissioned yet.
Right, but
When he's on our station, if it's not the morning show, you guys will have to ask this question about CFL fantasy. I know Dusty's going to ask about it. I, at the very least, think, and just truthfully, I would love a chance to sit with some people at the CFL and explain how my CFL fantasy works and why I think they need to do it this way. I would love that opportunity. What is that?
That's
what do you
me
mean?
Going to the camera.
You don't need to do anything.
That's what that
Just
was.
look at what the NFL does.
Absolutely, but you can't do it
duplicate
the
it.
exact same.
Pretty close.
I know, but I've done the thinking of this and I've created it, and then Dusty and his league has done their thing off of my league. I would love a chance to get like 30 minutes of their time to be like, this is why these things are done the way they are.
Well,
and I
Charge
think
them
you
a
should duplicate.
consulting fee.
I would do it for free.
No. You make $1,000.
No. As your agent, Tommy and I, agents,
We want to cut.
Tommy and I,
Well, I don't
are
want
gonna
two
get
agents for
10%
this.
each.
I'm losing like a lot of money.
Okay,
at this
we'll
point.
each take.
7%
You're
each.
SGA.
I
You
want
have
one
an
agent.
agent.
I want one agent.
No.
Okay. As your agent,
You could split your fee with
10%.
5%,
14.
Screw that.
7.5.
Get
Meet
your
in the
own-
middle.
Get your own agent.
Okay, fine. Brandon, you want to be my agent? Or Jasmine? One of you could be my agent.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck at the negotiating
Hey, I like
table.
money, so I'll do it.
Good luck
I feel like-
sitting at the negotiating table with someone who can't walk.
I would love the chance to explain it.
We would
money.
take on aliases.
But-
You're Vic Vinegar and I'm Hugh
Yes.
Honey.
Ooh,
Like-
I
I'll be
like it.
Ari Gold, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I think it would take a year to set up CFL fantasy, then I'd be bored. So I guess
EST, you're saying EST.
I'm saying right now, like it would come down to the money.
Wow.
That's what that would come
pretty
down
shallow.
to. 100%.
You know, not all things in life are about money, man.
Well, I would love both things. And if Dusty's saying I can't choose, it's going to then come down to who wants my services more.
Quality of life is what most people regard highest.
And to get a good quality of life, money helps with that.
It can. It's not the be all end all. But you're right. Money makes the world go round.
So I think people are hoping for a bigger answer from me on that one, but I don't have one.
Yeah.
Well,
Way to go.
We've talked
Because
about
I
it
don't
for
think
5 minutes now.
I don't think you. Well, from the morning show, I don't think people. Well, I just don't think it would be. It'd be fun to start it, but I don't think there'd be a long-term job there. It'd be a great league, though.
I believe you. You're very diligent.
It'd be I've done it we're going into year 10.
Yes.
I would just do that, but with a website.
Yes.
Because I've got a bunch of people that know how to code, and they would code me a website.
You labeled them nerds.
Why do you
Yes.
think the CFL has, I won't say they've outwardly been anti-fantasy, but why have they not embraced it entirely? Because this has transformed the NFL.
Because if I had to guess, the two things I would go with, I don't think there's anyone who's been innovative enough inside the offices to think as far ahead. And two, I think that they probably look at it and go, well, we only have 9 teams. A standard NFL league is 10 to 12. There are some leagues that are lower that are 8.
Then they should
There are
all
some-
be fired.
Well, but like that's the only thing.
I'm not even
They
kidding.
do weekly fantasy, and a lot of people play weekly fantasy, and they do that one. I don't, or maybe it's just the cost to it.
I'd
I
lose
don't know
interest
what
with that one.
I don't know what the cost would be to create a website like ESPN or CBS or Yahoo or whatever other
Yeah, but
NFL.com.
everybody and
to
their
host
dog
one of
plays
those.
NFL fantasy.
I don't know how much that would cost.
That puts so much more eyes on your product.
I agree.
Whatever the cost is, do it.
And care. Eyes and people care because they're
They're
invested,
invested in
financially.
it now. Right? How many of us in this room play NFL fantasy? 4 out of 5. How many have played CFL weekly fantasy?
Or I used to, but I got bored of it.
Yeah, 1 out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I play CFL season-long fantasy, though.
Yeah.
And I am the defending champion of the Dunya, which is the greatest CFL fantasy league in the world. 4-time champ.
this guy is the worst champ or whatever you want to call it I've ever met in my life. This Dunya, the champ of a 4-person league.
The rip-off at
whoopity-doo.
Remax.
Careful what you're saying.
Congrats.
Careful what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to make it more. You guys are so uppity about your rules. Oh, we have to expand the CFL before we can allow more teams into our league.
Yes, and I'll explain that right away here. But careful what you say.
Keeping this
Careful
league.
what you say, because you were rumored through a couple of board of governor meetings of the Dunya to be the next franchise.
Yeah, so I'll say what I want want about the league until
and you'll
you
lose
guys
that.
Don't Jim
wake
Paul
up.
silly this.
You might lose your franchise.
Go ahead,
I'm just
bruh.
saying.
I ain't scared of you, bro.
Again,
an
I
offer from Dusty's league.
stand by
probably
why
get one
4 is
like
better
that.
than 6, because 6 you don't even have to play a quarterback. That one I still don't like. I believe every team that it should have a chance to have 2 quarterbacks. So 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. You can't have 4.5 teams, so you got to go lower. That's 4. That's why we're not expanding to 5 yet. You have 10, you can go to 5. There'll have to be more buys. That's going to be weird. But we'll see that. But you're hurting your cause right now of joining the league. Just saying. Watch what you're saying.
I will not be intimidated by the Dunya.
It's not being intimidated. It's just one of those, like, it's a prestigious league,
Yeah,
and you might not be able to join
a
it.
prestigious 4-person league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called being exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think the Masters is so, Augusta is so big? It's exclusive. There are more living presidents right now than there are members of the Dunya.
What?
Oh my
You're
goodness.
psychotic.
Yeah.
That's how prestigious our league is.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if it happens, it
Okay.
happens.
Careful.
One thing we all have here is a bracket, right?
didn't
NCAA
do one.
continues. You didn't make one?
I don't care for this.
Remember last year? Do you remember our show last year? When I wasn't officially like part of the team, I was just a guest. Do you remember that show?
I do
It was
not.
a riot, and you were so disengaged with the bracket.
Where we talk about NCAA.
You made me
March-
forced you to make one.
Renee,
Did I act? Oh,
Jasmine,
yeah.
you and I were all doing.
I do remember that show. Yep. How did I do?
I don't think you did well. But the point is, you still tried.
Yeah.
And you and Reed were talking about the ESPN website.
It's awful.
So bad.
It's terrible.
You're number one sports network in USA, and you're telling me that's your page talking about
Yeah, I was
coding?
surprised that their bracket was so bad.
Yeah.
I love
Messy.
ESPN for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I like their fantasy football. I haven't played their fantasy football in a while. I always like theirs better. I like their website for stats and scores and all that. I was surprised how poor it was.
Every
It's
year.
brutal.
It's like it's so hard to navigate especially if you don't even know what you're doing.
The one that I've always thought was they do a good job of it is office pools. But you have to pay, right?
I don't know. There's free ones.
Is there?
Yeah.
But you'd think ESPN, like,
CBS actually in the end has a good March Madness bracket.
Yeah,
Oh, I
who
don't
has a good NFL bracket?
The,
NFL,
The,
sorry,
I hate
fantasy.
CBS NFL. I think theirs is trash for NFL.
Yahoo's probably the best one.
That's what I said. Yeah, who's best for NFL fantasy?
no, NFL.com.
Oh,
I've heard a lot. I've
Sleeper's
done
good.
Sleeper for pick'ems. I've never done it for fantasy.
You know what? This will be a
maybe I
very
need to connect with
contentious
Sleeper for CFL.
conversation because everybody that uses Yahoo swears by Yahoo. Those that use NFL.com swear by it, right? But TSN doesn't have one.
TSN uses ESPN.
There you go.
I think if you,
Brutal.
because ESPN owns like 10, 15% of TSN. Unless they still, maybe they did this a few years ago. I don't know if they still do it, but if you clicked on ESPN Fantasy, it took you to TSN. And it was just like their interface, which is why TSN should be able to figure that out with CFL. You basically have the interface from ESPN. You just need to go get the stats from the CFL website. And actually, the one thing about the CFL media website, great stats page.
Oh my gosh.
It's great.
It's incredible.
And the fact that that's not public for everyone else is still just baffling. But they do have a great stats page that you would be able to create a great CFL thing because you have a back end that you just have to connect, I would assume. Like,
Well,
I'm not
even
thinking
this-
it's that simple as a snap in the finger, but some of those quote unquote nerds, they could figure it out.
you called them nerds. Now you're quote unquoting them.
Well, I would say it was a term of endearment still.
Even the back, like
Said it
this,
with
the
malice.
No, they
CFL
don't. Again, I'd love to know.
on
how to code.
TSN Plus has all those bonus
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
pieces where you can see how fast Javon Leak was running on that play, and you
Yeah.
can see how far the throw was from. Like they have all this
They
stuff.
have that chip technology now.
It's like, what are you doing?
We
You're
do need
losing the battle. Figure it out.
We do need to quickly talk a little more CFL here because yesterday was a big day for Jay and I at the office with the CFL.
Huge.
I've been following the CFL on CoolBet for a little bit. Last year, they set the over-under for the Edmonton Elks wins at 6.5. They hit the over the very last game of the season. Jay, because we were on the Hangout that day, and you made the bet, and you moved the line that day
I did.
because the Glue Crew, hashtag Glue Crew, jumped on that. You have not moved the line yet. I will tell you that.
Okay.
I
well,
looked when we were talking about it yesterday. But yesterday it popped up. I don't know if I looked Tuesday that wasn't there. As of at least yesterday or some point yet. No, I looked Monday and then Tuesday or Wednesday. Sometime there they put up CFL futures. So they got the Elks win total for this year.
Oh,
They also have Chad Kelly as the most outstanding player favorite at plus 425. Nathan Rourke plus 700. Kalaros and Davis Alexander and Drew Brown. That one surprises me still.
Brown.
Yeah, plus 1,000.
What?
That one's and then Trey Ford is lower at plus 2,000. I'm surprised Drew Brown's that high. Not gonna lie. Even Brady Olivier is lower than Drew Brown, which doesn't make sense. To me.
No, agreed.
But the Edmonton Elks over under regular
what do you
season
think
wins.
it was? It is.
Over under 8.5.
Very close. And then that's basically the same number. It's at 8.0.
Oh, okay.
So 8 gives you a push, which is money back to win. Lower, obviously, you lost. 9 is the thing. We went through the schedule yesterday
Yeah.
on the Reed and Jay show. We counted 11.
Damn.
And 11, you could make the case for 10,
But there was
but 11 and 7 was where we.
But there was ones we gave, but we
Yeah.
could switch it for the ones that we didn't give. And there was still like there's a buffer room of we had 1 or 2 games. I found 8 to be very low. I think. What if it was 9.5?
I would still take in the over.
Yeah, I think that I feel like the line could have been 9.5.
Could have been, but it's not. It's
No.
8,
So we had
and the Blue
Jay,
Crew rides along.
VR, Big Uke, Mike the Michigan fan. Was Spency 5 cents in yesterday?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know who else I'm missing, but
I
a
think
couple
Grant
people jumping on
Morgenstein
that
said he
one.
was gonna jump in.
I may have to jump in on that one this year.
You better get it while you can.
Okay.
That's
I'm looking at my futures at CoolBet.
Yeah.
I've got Elks, I put $10 on them to win the Grey Cup this year. That was at 1,300.
Now it's at 1150.
And then I put $10 on the Oilers at
This is a double parlay.
Oh, that was a double. Okay, that's
you got Oilers Elks parlay.
Oilers Elks parlay. I got it at 9,700. I put that's so I'd win $980.
Yeah. You
That's
need to
shabby.
double win it on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I remember. I'm like, where's the rest of that bet?
So eight wins. I was very glad that popped up. I look forward to as you get closer to the season. There's more of the props, so there's like rushing totals, receiving totals, and stuff. I want to know what the Trey Ford rushing yards will be.
I think he's gonna run less this year.
I agree. So that's why I'll be intrigued where they set the line, because there'll be those couple of games where he'll go off.
Mm-hmm.
But are they going to think that here's this running quarterback? They're going to set that line a little too high, or are they going to put it on a lower number? I'll be fascinated by that line for him. I'm going to stay away from the running backs of the Elks and Rankin and Leak
Because of the split duties?
I don't know who's going to be the starting back.
Rankin.
They should be. Will
100%.
he?
100%.
So then, does Leak return?
yes. Leak
Because then
returns
he could,
and comes
because
in.
then he could take a rest and then he could come out.
Yeah. He's like a scat back, kind of a utility player in the backfield.
He's a big boy.
A big boy and he's fast.
Yeah.
But is that what Leak wants?
I don't care what he wants.
But
It's what's best for the team.
I know, but when he signed, what was the discussion? Is he signing here because he's the lead back, because that's what he wants to be, or did he sign?
He's got to return because
right?
that was a giant void for the Elks last year.
Yes.
Their return game stunk. He can change that in a heartbeat.
As long
but
as he
then you
goes
can
for
also
football.
bring him in and give Justin Rankin a blow, let him take over the load, but have packages where they're both in. I mean, that's the one thing that this team did not do at all last year was take advantage of the skill set they had. They had Kevin Brown and Javon Leak and Justin Rankin at one time, right? Surely you could utilize more than one of those people at a time on a field, whether it be misdirection and hammer it up the middle,
Well,
or do something fun.
Could you not
And
have
I
Leak
think
in the
with
backfield?
McSimic leading this offense this year, you're going to see a lot more of a dynamic offense.
Can you not have Leak and Rankin in the backfield and then motion Leak to running back spot?
Yeah.
And because he's fast.
How about a play
Who knows
action?
what you could do with him?
How about a play action handoff to Justin Rankin and dump it off in the flat to Javon Leak and take it? Right? Suck the defense in, suck
Little
the linebackers
fake.
in, and then get him
Ooh.
outside where he can have open space. It's not rocket science.
Ooh.
It's just doing it and using your players. Jasmine agrees.
That
Obviously.
that
She
one
was
gets,
thinking it the whole
Oh,
time.
know.
yeah, you read my mind.
that one actually gets me a little excited, not gonna
A little
lie.
play action up the gut, pitch pass outside, spring Javon Leak. Ah,
Ooh.
great, tons of plays for
Double
these two.
fake, Trey Ford, bootleg.
Oh, the
Caramel
options,
macchiato.
the triple
Yummy.
options you could have.
Oh yeah, get the wishbone going, baby. Why not? That'd be fun.
Let's go.
That's the thing I'm most excited about with the Elk season. It's not even that Trey's back as the starting quarterback. It's not this running back. It's not some of the other moves. It's McSimic as the OC.
That's what I'm most excited about.
It's not Steve McAdoo.
The mad scientist is just sitting in his office cooking up plays for this dynamic offense. The players are dynamic.
And
They're going to find, they already have some good receivers. They're going to find probably a couple more. But just think of the O-line. The O-line is better than it was last year. That O-line was third in giving up sacks. That O-line was not as bad as everybody says.
Right. That was a surprise.
They were third in the league at sacks given up. Now they've added one of the top offensive linemen in the CFL in David Beard, who's coming home, who's going to play center, who's going to push Cordy out to the guard. That just bolsters up your O-line.
Cordy's supposed to be a guard, right? And they had him switch over.
he was a better guard, I think.
I think traditionally
Yeah.
his position is a guard.
But he was a top center still in the Canadian Football League.
A good football player.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not expecting this blowout offense in the first couple of weeks because it's going to take a learning
I
curve.
am.
You think in game one we should see a blowout offense?
Yes.
I think there's got to be a learning curve. I would expect like
I don't think
3
so.
or 4 weeks in.
The backfield is still the same. The backfield is where is the brain of the offense. That is the nucleus.
But they have to
offensive
learn
linemen can
McSimic's
do it.
playbook.
That's fine. That's a fair point. But the playbook is not going to be expanded week one.
That's my point. Like that's
The
what I
playbook
should've
is
meant.
going to be.
I'm thinking like I won't see this playbook. We won't see McSimic being McSimic, I think, and everything is created until probably 4 or 5 weeks in.
Yeah.
We got a text in
Which
regards
is
to
gonna be
this.
fun.
This text comes in and says, Elks have new guys on O-line. I fully expect Ford is going to be running early while the line gels.
They've got 2 new guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they still have Ivy on the guard.
They
on
have.
the tackle.
I think both tackles are. I'm just trying. Or did? No,
Yeah.
Who's the
They
right
got a new
tackle?
interior.
Yeah,
is
they
it
got him from
Boyko?
Toronto.
Boyko.
Boy,
Boyko's,
yes, right.
Boyko's
Thank
the
you.
other
I remember.
tackle.
Yeah, 'cause they cut him. So if the Boyko and Ivy are still there
Beard and Cordy have played together.
here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
But Cordy's still here. He's just moving over a spot with Beard. Beard knows Cordy at the very least. So it's McKellar, I think it is.
Yeah, there is a new interior lineman.
But most teams are going to have a change on offensive line.
And
least
what we've
one.
learned about play calling in the CFL and all of the O-line's responsibilities, it's not all that different. It doesn't change a lot in what you're doing. You're still blocking a player. Your scheme is not what you have to worry about as much as you have to worry about what the defense is running in front of you. So I would imagine with this kind of skill set on your offensive line that you can run a true zone blocking scheme, which is also a lot better for your run game, and especially when you have dynamic backs that can cut and find those seams and expose them. So I think the O-line is already hitting the ground running in a much better spot than last year.
I got to ask you this. Am I oversimplifying this? Tackle's more important for the pass protection. Guard's more important for run.
You could say. I mean, the most threat on a defensive line for your pass game coming from the outside, generally, unless there's a blitz package. So yes, those two, and Ivy was a stud last year.
Mm-hmm.
Boyko was a workhorse. So yeah, I mean, I think you could say that for sure.
Because then that opens up the pass to start, because the tackles are the same. They know Ford knows them. So even if there is the learning curve of getting Beard back to center with this team and Cordy learning to get back to the guard that he hasn't played in a couple of years, and then McKellar joining this team, you could get the pass going at the very least. That's where I don't think maybe Trey runs as much. Like that would be the counter I would maybe have to that, is that keeps Trey maybe pocket quarterback to throw the ball because he's got his tackles there.
Even though it's the CFL, we saw this, like, it's a passing game. I get it. But you still need to be running the ball over 20 times a game. You need to keep that threat alive, and they have the horses to do it. So I think you start with hammering that ball up the middle. When were the Elks most successful last year? When their running backs had big games.
Yeah.
When Kevin Brown had big games. When Justin Rankin was running all over
They
the
all
place.
had big
when Javon
games.
Leake was doing it. That opened up the passing game for Trey Ford to do Trey Ford things. Not going to change, but I do think they're going to want to try and limit the exposure to potential injury for Trey Ford. And that's when he's getting out of the plays, doing those. It's still going to happen.
That's on Trey too, though. You've got to be smarter of getting out of bounds or sliding.
Yep.
And when he got hurt last year against BC, he tried extending a play and he got hit from like the side or the back or something. And that he's got to be smarter on that one too, though. That's the one thing I hope that we've seen him develop this offseason. I know he was talking, I don't know when he was on. He was on our station at some point.
He was on like 2 days ago.
It wasn't that one,
yesterday.
though. It was some other point in that time. He talked about being in the gym and working out and adding more muscle, which is, I think, also key.
So, Jasmine, are you then a big BC Lions fan?
No. I go to their games. Good stadium.
Oh, man.
Over under 9.5 wins for the Lions.
9.5?
I take the under. I think that I'm fading the Lions hard this year.
Well, based on, I mean, I guess it was a small sample size with Nathan Rourke, and it is. And here's the thing, Maddie, and everybody would say the same thing, is that you and I don't know what we're going to get out of Trey Ford, or what this, what this organization is going to get. That's the
Not a
biggest
consistent
wild
basis.
card. But I mean, you could be talking at the end of the year of Cody Fajardo splitting time with him, or you could be talking about that plus 2,000 MOP bet in play for Trey Ford. If Trey Ford can have this team win 11 or 12 games, then he's doing a lot of good things.
For Trey to be in the MOP,
in consideration for that,
he would have to.
They'd have to host a playoff game.
And I'm just trying to think what stats he'd have to be, because he wouldn't have to be leading the CFL in passing. because you'd have to look at his rushing yards.
Yes.
You're almost looking at the Lamar Jackson-esque type stats. Like, okay, look at he's passing, he's thrown a lot of touchdowns. He has to have a great touchdown to interception ratio. That's going to be an important part of that. But also, look, he's rushed for 500 yards on the year or something. He's added to that. The BC though, they did not do. I don't think they did anything to the defense, and their defense wasn't as good last year. That's why I'm fading the BC.
Jasmine's chatting in the chat, so we should probably find something that
I just want to say,
No.
I feel like Jasmine, myself, and Brendan had a front row seat to the green and gold kickoff show.
For sure.
I'm excited for you guys because you guys get going, what, May 30th?
We don't generally always do preseason. We'll look at it. It also depends what the Oilers are doing to a degree.
Yeah.
So for the most part, like I can guarantee that we will be getting going on June. What day is their first game?
Saturday.
Yeah, but what's the number? June 7th.
7th, yeah.
Out in
wait.
BC, 8 o'clock start.
Can't wait.
Saturday. Oh, I love a good
Jasmine
Saturday
will be
BC.
Hey,
Well, they're gonna have it's a Mar Doman. He's gonna have some sort of concert to start that game.
He has been a fantastic steward for the league, and he's done a great job with the Lions, I have to say.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout. They are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. Us talking about the Elks. They're speaking of Trey and Terrell Ford. Well, we're talking about Trey, not Terrell, but speaking of the Ford brothers now. They will be with Dustin and Reed at the Kids Sport Bids for Kids Tuesday at the Bell in Scona, 6 to 9. A wonderful event in support of Kids Sport, brought to you by GS Construction. But yes, it's going to have a live show, both on Edmonton Sports Talk, but live. You can watch it live right at the Bell in Scona. It'll be Dusty and Reed with the Ford brothers. We've got the appetizer buffet. We've got a silent auctions. We've got 50/50s. That's all happening. Get your tickets at kidsportbidsforkids.com or head to Edmonton Sports Talk. Go to the very top. We have a link directly to that page. Again, it's all in support of Kids Sport. We also have a pair of tickets to give away on the Reed and Jay show later today that you and I will be hosting from 3 until 6, which will feature Paul Sart joining us.
Ooh.
We're going to talk some basketball with
love
him
him.
as
He's
we've
great.
got March Madness. Final Four begins tomorrow. We've got NBA playoffs we're getting closer to. We've got 3x3 that was announced last week. They're coming to West Edmonton tomorrow. Lots to get to with Paul Sart. 4 o'clock today, Reed and Jay show.
Quick text comes in, Paris Jewelers inbox. Jasmine, it was nice to meet you in New York City.
Side hustle Cole. Hashtag
That's
side
what that
hustle
was?
Cole. Or so I gotta quickly tell you guys the story because I didn't really get to it. So I'm literally walking down like this. I forgot what the street was, but it was a fancy street, and he was there with his wife and his 2 beautiful kids, and his son had an Oilers hat. And this is just I fractured my foot that night, so I still had both my feet.
Excellent.
So I was like hopping along and I was in such good vibes, right? Beautiful day. There's the St. Patrick's Day parade going on. Really big loser parade, I thought. It was so boring. Anyways.
Loser parade.
It was really.
You can't talk about my Irish
No, it's not. It's the
heritage like
it's
losers.
not my heritage. Don't take my words. Don't mix
You
my words
said
up.
losers.
It was so because the Uber drivers and the cops were bitching about it because the traffic was so bad. Our little Uber, because my friend never wanted to walk anywhere, took
She
us.
didn't want to break her foot.
Whatever, that's a different story.
Maybe you should have taken more Ubers
Well played.
Well, I'm taking them now. So.
or buy shoes that fit. One or the other.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yes.
No, so his son has the Oilers hat on, and I was like, it's like good win last night. And then I kept walking, and then Cole turns around. He's like, "You're from EST," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I'm Jasmine," and he's like, "I know," and then I like shook his hand and his wife's hand. His wife was like, "Who the hell is this?" And she was like, "Is this some big time person?"
Yes.
I guess. And I should have like
Huge. You should have big dogged him. You should have just put your glasses on and been like, I have no time.
Remember the
pictures.
scarf?
No looking at the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it was really nice because my friend who was with me, she was just like, she thought it was the coolest thing. Like, she thought I was cool, right? And I was like, yeah, I know, right? Like, in New York, out of all places. So shout out to him. He made me feel good.
Nice. Cool.
Fellow
Side hustle
nasty.
call.
Yeah.
I got recognized too once, Jazz.
In New York.
No.
You
Is
get
it-
recognized all the time. You know everybody.
It was at Sobeys in Sherwood Park. And I was just walking the other way from the produce section, and somebody was in the produce section. Glue Crew! too.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
Yeah, I
is
was
so
like, yeah.
awesome.
It's awesome. If anybody ever sees me in public, just come run up, give me a hug. It's okay. I
Same.
accept hugs.
I like hugs too.
I'm totally okay with that. I know you would not be. You would probably shrivel and just
If I
crater.
don't know you, I don't want to hug.
well, I mean,
I'm not
slowly
gonna
approach.
lie. If I'm just gonna feel like this is all. And
But you do know
And
them.
with my history, like I could feel like I'm gonna get like murdered right
Oh
away.
yeah, people
Or I'm
don't
gonna
like
get
you.
taken outside and beaten up.
See,
like
most
What
people,
the
this is
heck?
not good.
most people like me. It's
Well,
easier to be
he
the
mixes
nice
it
guy.
up.
It's easier to
Yeah,
be the
no.
glue guy.
Like this is like, oh, this is it. I'm going outside and getting
Yeah.
beaten up. Cool.
I like meeting people like just out and about. It's kind of cool. And the best is, you know, the guys that text in, like they end every text with dickheads to us. I see them heading into the game, every home game pretty much. And they're like, hey, Tommy G, have fun tonight, dickhead. And I'm like, dickheads. Mix it in water,
Well
dickheads. I like that kind of, I love that interaction. There's some
We
weirdos
need to
out
get you a
there.
T-shirt that
nice.
says "Mix in a Water."
Yeah, I got recognized an Oilers game at a CFL
like that.
That's your
game.
brand.
It's
I'll
so
take
it's
it.
like so humbling and like so nice
Good.
how people are. Like the
good.
Nasties are the best.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
That's cool. You meet somebody in New York. That's
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Thank you for texting in. Yeah.
Big Uke does that. Wait, so if you do know us, you want to hug? I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to be upset by a hug if like
So that's yes.
if Big Uke comes and hugs me,
Big Uke.
Isn't Big Uke going to be in
Big
here
Uke's
next week?
he will be
Yeah.
next Friday.
Did I just give something away?
No,
Okay.
Big Uke.
Next Friday. So I'm here too.
I got to actually message
I was
Sean.
Can't
supposed to
wait.
be here too, but I won't then if there's.
Well, you
Oh,
didn't
I'll
set
tell you
any
Friday.
schedule.
I know I
Happily.
didn't because I don't know
So
what the injury.
actually, I don't think. I think there's an Oiler game next Friday, home game.
Perfect. Oh, then
think
I'm
you're
going to be at the rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I got to look at that.
There,
no, you
I'll
got to send me a
substitute for
schedule.
Tommy. I will.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You're in.
I was going to.
Yes.
Cal in the Park's going to be in on Thursday.
Cal in the park. All right. Good people.
Jocelyn was the winner of because these are a couple. They won the Hangout draw for Nasty Club. I forgot which months. It's December, January, February. I was dealing with. I have made the draw. I haven't reached out to the person for March yet. But Jocelyn won, and I need to. She said later. There was a date in April. She said after that date, so I got to message her as well. Also, Bunting's.
Okay.
He asked me a couple weeks ago. Like I've asked him many times. Like I got to get you a date, and I never send him dates. He's like, hey, we should do a date, and I sent him an email. He hasn't come back to me on that one, so I'll have to message Bunting again.
Get him on
Maybe
next
Bunting.
Friday with the Uke.
Well, I got to see what works for Bunting.
Well, Jasmine's in. And you.
Oh,
I
I
gotta
did.
see
I
what's
thought
up with
Jasmine's not in.
Bunting.
Well, I
I don't
had to play by ear to see if I'm good to go this week with
Oh.
the pain and whatnot, but I think I should be okay. I know, baby.
I haven't had Bunting in a while.
We should do some sort of a fun contest with Uke for the duration of the hangout. Maybe that'll be our off-topic topic today on the Reed Wilkins Show. Is a very beloved guest or a very beloved, I guess, what would you call Uke? Member of the EST family. Everybody loves
The
Uke.
annoying one.
No, slow down, Matthew. Big Uke's a wonderful, lovely man.
And he's positive.
Magnus,
Very positive.
He's such a
molten
positive
mound
person.
of
Yes.
man,
Yeah.
as Reed would refer to him. Maybe we should have some sort of a, like, maybe he's got to eat 40 pierogies or something. Or like,
Jeez.
yeah, he would be down. I know he would be in.
Big Uke's the type of guy that when he comes to an EST like watch party or whatever, and like he's won multiple T-shirts at the BP Westgate, and he first of all came up with, I think it was him, you win it, you wear it, and he lives by that. Like he's won a ladies' medium and put it on and walked out of there with it on.
Yeah.
Big Uke is a big man.
He's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's a team player.
He's a team player.
Yeah, he's a linebacker.
He's
for
a glue
sure.
crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a glue
Yeah.
crew guy, for sure.
Yeah, he'd be my bodyguard if I needed one.
Yep.
Well, he did say he's going to wear his boot in solidarity.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect example.
No
Are you
doubt.
supposed to not wear, like, you don't need crutches, don't joke around with them?
Why?
Is that
there
bad
Karma.
Oh,
bad-
interesting.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Me neither.
I
But I
think
could
that's
see
like
how
a
that could be.
superstition.
Is it a superstition to? I have no idea. Superstition to use crutches when you don't need them.
Yes.
You make sure you watch Association the night before.
Oh, there was some text about the NBA, by the way.
Yeah, we got to talk about
We'll
fun.
get to it.
Everybody wants to talk about the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors.
No, using crutches when you don't need them isn't a superstition, but it could be considered a form of psychological crutch, which is a reliance on something that provides temporary support but hinders long-term progress or independence. So it might be psychological issues you have.
I don't know. I just would never touch one if they were in the locker room and somebody was using it. You know, you want to play
I'll be
around
honest,
with a crutch.
That's true. I understand where you're coming from on that one.
Have you guys ever injured a foot? Had to use crutches or anything like that?
Nope.
In your lifetime?
I've never
No,
broken a
thankfully.
bone.
No, you
I
guys are-
had
Good job.
major surgery. My foot was, this foot is
Oh, wait.
amputated.
Shut up.
No,
I
haven't.
did have to when I had my knee scoped.
Did you?
For like 3 or 4 days, yeah. I didn't like them. It was a pain in the
The
ass.
crutches?
Yeah.
They're the worst. If you think about injuries, like you can have like a broken arm and stuff, but mobility is massive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I wish it
I
had
never
not even
heard
my
of
worst
that.
enemy.
I did my knees, my bursa sac.
Yeah.
And my knee expanded so big that I couldn't walk because the skin was so tight. Tight. And actually, Duran Naidu,
Yep.
he's
Great
the
guy.
Oilers team doctor now.
Yes,
he
he
was
is.
the Bears team doctor at that
Advanced
point.
sports medicine.
Yeah. And he came in and he's like, we got to drain this. And he's like, okay, what's the So he's like, I'm essentially going to stick a massive needle in your knee and we're just going to go. And then,
Oh, that'd be so cool.
well, so he froze the area, but then I'm
Find
like,
that cool.
boys, come on, we gotta like watch this, video this, and somebody was videoing it on like a flip phone, so I don't even have a good video, but it was the grossest thing ever.
Sick.
He just stuck a needle in, like he said, pulled it out, and then went over to the garbage can, went blah,
Yeah.
and then came back for another one, blah. 3 times he had to drain that.
Oof.
Did you freeze it though?
Yeah, locally,
Okay.
yeah, it was so painful. Oh my gosh!
Doc Nadu is
And then I
awesome.
had to get a shot of cortisone there. To essentially numb the area for the rest of time. Well, I don't know. Probably cortisone, I think, wears off, but not the best thing for your body, I don't think. Cortisone. That's the extent of it.
Getting drugged up.
That's cool.
Can't be good for you.
I wouldn't say I was drugged up.
Of course.
I was drugged down my kneecap.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Respect.
Respect.
Breaking news. John Morant was fined $75,000.
For the Pistols?
Again, he did this. Did you see that? But in his defense, it's like, for example, like I'm trying to work on my swearing. I kind of drop the F-bomb a lot, especially with, EST. I'm, being more mindful of my swearing and more ladylike.
This is good.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the same thing. It's like, I feel like he just got a day's warning and it's just by habit. He did it.
If you can
That's
stop
the problem,
swearing.
is that it's by habit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's like gonna stop now. Like I'm sure he'll stop.
Oh, it's his history that doesn't help him.
It's
Right.
the history of him showing his gun while he's driving or in a
Yeah.
strip club.
Not good.
Twice.
It's just, it's not a good look.
Yeah,
Joe.
75K to him's nothing though.
No, that's a good point. And like,
But he got a warning.
and
You know
then
what
he
I
did
mean?
it again.
Yeah,
And
but
NBA was nice
75K,
enough to
who
give him a
cares?
warning, and
Yeah.
he did it again.
Yeah.
So this
So
is
it's-
appropriate.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
him,
who
who
He needs
cares
to
if
find any
75K?
celebration, but he did. Now he like lifts up his shirt, right?
Sweet.
What's
That's way
it got?
better than going like this.
Exactly.
And
And
listen-
Steph Curry seemed alarmed when he did it. But yeah, sorry.
well,
Yeah.
Because he probably knew of
do
the
it.
history of John
Yeah.
Morant.
kids watch, and like the Wizards used to be called the Bullets. I know there was a lot of crime in DC and they had this, but like there is a history of this.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you some honey buns.
Speaking of honey buns,
Yes.
I believe John Morant's dad's name is T Morant. He was on courtside with the porn star.
Sweet. OnlyFans or like a legit?
No, like a
porn
legit
site?
porn star because I
Okay.
didn't know it was trending, and I like looked her. Yeah, there she is.
Can you play that again, Brett?
Yeah, which one is it?
Just a
I
very
don't know,
interesting
just- I
family
thought
is what I'm
that
trying to
myself.
say. I mean, there's so much drama in the NBA. I
Oh.
love it. But
Oh.
people recognized her.
Well, of
You know what I
course.
mean? Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that,
You're sitting there watching the game. You're like, hey, who's that? Oh, I don't know.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Can't mention that one to the wife.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Exactly.
What show is she on?
You know, she's on the thing.
She looks familiar. Do you know what show she's on?
She's on this show called The White Lotus. Matt likes it.
That's why I know. Oh God, that's funny.
Oh, too good. And Ant-Man, and then that drama with Ant-Man.
What happened? Okay. What happened?
Well, okay, so he paid his baby mama. He has 4 kids. I think he had 3 in 2023, all different mamas. Another one in 2024. And so whatever, he paid her with like a lump sum of
Okay.
$1 million
Yeah.
rather than like the child payments.
Right.
So would you do that? Just take the mill? Or would you want your like $5,000 a month?
He just wanted to be done with them.
Yeah.
Just take the money. I don't want
Well,
to
I
be
think
around.
legally you have to pay alimony
Yeah.
or child care. So lump sum is probably a bit of a discounted rate
Yeah.
for the baby daddy to give
Please
to the
say it
baby
again,
mama. The baby daddy
Baby daddy.
to give to the baby mama.
Baby mama.
But it's a lump sum payment. It's done. It's dealt with.
Not everyone can
It's
do that.
smart though.
Not
I
everybody
thought what
can
he
do
did
that.
was smart.
You
Just get
have
Well-
to get her to sign off on this.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
assume.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the
for
case
sure.
is closed after that.
It's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it is, you know what, at the end, like you're talking about it, but there is a child,
Yeah.
right?
Who's
There's
now maybe not around the father.
who's maybe now probably by the sounds of it, fatherless.
Yeah.
So it is something, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like that is terrible. The baby mama thing, and you hear about it with professional athletes a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not obviously simply to be talked about in terms of athletes, but it's like a thing, and it's there's a lot of kids that grow up in fatherless homes,
Yeah.
which is
How many kids does Tyreek Hill have? With all sorts of different.
Yeah, he has like 7 or 9 or something.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
It's almost
But
as
he's
many as
married,
Elon Musk.
and, like,
that guy's
With
crazy.
yeah.
It's who was Antonio
kids.
Cromartie? Was he with
Yeah.
the Jets and he did Hard Knocks and he couldn't name all his kids?
Yeah, crazy.
Oh yeah.
There are, I think,
Tyreek Hill has it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you're like snip snip. Snip snip. It's not your money.
This is when like your family, friends, agent, even the leagues should kind of, maybe not the league because that's business, but it's nobody's business about your personal life. But get involved and be like, dude.
They do
Yeah.
have programs like for rookies. I know the NHL does. I think the NBA does too. I read about where, I mean, they try to inform you as much as possible about certain routes in life that this new found fame and fortune can bring you. Whether or not guys take that advice and information and use it properly,
Yeah. Or
Totally outdone.
buy a janky Range Rover.
or buy a janky Range Rover.
Just joking.
She doesn't like that celebrating has a Range Rover.
It was just not nice.
He's
the
18.
color. Yeah, but he's probably leasing it anyway.
oh, wait, I don't even know what janky means.
Jay, just say baby mama again, bro.
Baby mama.
The EST
Baby daddy.
Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canada's storage provider by Canadian right now on until April 15th. It is 75% off 8 weeks on 10 by 15 units. Check them out, sentinel.ca. Jasmine, Jay, Matt, Tommy, Brennan, the intern with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, live on TuneIn, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, YouTube, and thanks to everyone listening to on podcasts. A reminder, we do got Lock Shop coming up at 11. We've got Oil Stream at noon, EST Afternoons, and the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and myself in for Reed for the last time. Reed will be back on Monday following his 6-day birthday bender.
Yeah. That just the last thing on that baby mama drama.
Yeah.
I feel like it does happen in NHL as well. It's just covered up better.
It does happen in the NHL,
Yeah.
and it has happened in the NHL for many, many decades. It's not. We don't dive into the players' private lives as
Exactly.
much.
Whereas, and this is what I mean when I love about this, like this drama. So it's funny. It's hilarious. It's like stuff going on with the player in the back of their minds when they're playing, and it matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He wants
That's
more,
it.
I think.
Maybe Bouchard has a baby mama drama going on too sometimes, Maybe that's
But I think
don't
there
know.
are people. I had a prof like this. I had a prof at U of A. He was a psych prof,
Our school.
our school.
Yeah.
And he
Alum.
admitted to us one day that he had something like 9 kids with 9 women.
Wow.
And he said that he thought that it was of value to society for him to spread his seed.
That is an arrogant
Is it that?
MFer.
He
That is
said
an
that to all of
arrogant
you?
one.
And he was the weirdest,
I
creepiest dude
I
I've
am
ever
helping
seen in my life.
society by making sure my brilliance is spread out as much as possible.
He said that.
I didn't
And,
think I could have that
Why do you
type
think
of arrogance.
Elon has 14 kids? It's
Yeah.
ego, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like these psychos that think that they're bettering the world with populating it with their
What class did he
seed.
teach?
It was like a psych.
Yeah,
Like, it was
because that sounds about right.
he is certifiably crazy. And here he's
Brilliant.
teaching university course.
Well, and
What
of
a
course,
nut
it's psych.
bar. Spreading their God. That's a weird thing. Oh, April says, my wife, janky, of extremely poor or unreliable quality.
She
I
gets
don't
it.
think a Range Rover or is
Janky?
it's janky.
It's not
No.
janky. I'm just joking. It's just that
Jazzy's just trying to make a point.
I'm just trying to make a point. You're young, why are you getting a gray Range
So what's
Rover?
what's the line of janky to non-janky in terms of vehicles we would drive?
Well, we're normal people, except you. You're rich.
Yeah, I
But-
probably like I have a very modest
You should get a
vehicle.
G-Wagon,
Yeah, no. I have an GMC Acadia,
I'm a Chevy Cruze.
Chevy Cruze. I love that car.
I'll drive it right to the ground.
I've driven in it. Those seats go way back. We're watching the football game. What do you?
We told you. It doesn't fit my. I have to maneuver my clubs a little better. My Kia Rio was better for putting my golf clubs in than my Chevy Cruze. It gets in there, it's fine. But my
Just
Chevy,
put them in the back seat.
oh no, they stay in my car all.
Oh, they stay in your trunk.
all season.
Huh.
They don't come out unless I'm playing.
Tom, you've got a nice.
You always got to
vehicle.
be ready to golf.
I have an elegant sedan,
Yes.
an Infinity, but it's been a great car. Another year or two, then it's time for something new. I want a SUV, hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it
Oh,
because
Yuke's got a hybrid. It's cool.
Yeah.
Prius.
I will not.
Beautiful
I will
looking.
not buy a Prius.
It's a very nice. It's actually a very nice car.
That does not even register.
I will only drive vehicles that have 4-wheel drive capability. I have to.
Mine is all-wheel drive. Yeah, it's awesome.
This is Edmonton,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Aren't
I've never
they-
had that. I've always had. The
but you live
front-wheel drive,
downtown.
that's
The
it.
streets are usually cleared, or
Oh, the
Like, it's
streets
not-
are a
It is
mess
amazing.
right now.
yeah.
What?
There's traffic cones everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the road
Everywhere.
conditions
Everywhere.
are fine.
Road conditions are
That's
fine,
what-
except the roads are like this right now. They're slaloms.
Massive.
104th
potholes.
Ave is disaster. Potholes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
My little
So-
Kia Rio would plow through the snow when I lived at my parents' place. It was great. The little car was
Do you
great.
guys ever drive by somebody driving down? This is funny because my wife and I will often talk about this. They're driving down, say, the Highway 2. You're going to Calgary or you're driving wherever in Edmonton, and you come up on a vehicle and you identify the vehicle and you have an idea in your head as to what the driver of said vehicle
100.
will look like,
Absolutely.
right? And then you pull up and it's like, oh, damn. I didn't see that one coming. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I love that game.
Me
Like,
too.
yeah. You know, you got this huge, like, lifted Dodge Ram, black, big rims, and then you pull up and it's like some
70-year-old grandma.
70-year-old, yeah, like a Baba.
She's a boss.
She is a boss
Baba.
lady.
I'm kind of curious to hear what you have to say about the roads downtown, because it feels like a good time to vent.
Well, two things. Firstly, since I've been taking like Ubers and stuff, like I have to get them to push the seat back. Anyway, so it's like the car is literally shaking because of all the bumps and
Yeah.
stuff and the frozen snow and that's not frozen and whatnot, right?
Yep.
And the potholes and it's really hard.
It's bad.
Secondly, 50th Street and White Mud is doing a year-long maintenance on their bridge. Are you kidding me? It's reduced to one lane. Like, that road is not bad enough. It's like a main artery to get to downtown for like people from Beaumont and stuff. Like, I will freaking break my other leg and make sure I don't go anywhere if this continues to make me mad.
So they should just let the bridge deteriorate and
Thank you.
collapse?
My brother's an engineer, and he did the same thing. I'm like, nice engineer, freaking logic. What about our sanity?
I'm just asking. Like, it's
I'm sorry.
it's
Where
the same.
downtown
Over the
awful.
next,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
over the course of the next
Construction
3
is just
years.
so bad.
I think, and it's not all, some people thought it was all happening at once, but 3 or 4 bridges crossing the North Saskatchewan are getting repaired. That's coming up. Like, there is going to be over the next few years quite a few bridges that are taken down, but they need to be done. They need to get fixed.
But I don't, and there's construction workers out there. Can you tell me why is it reduced to one lane the entire time? Like, why can't you?
Well, they could shut it off completely.
No, but like during rush hour, can you put the cones somewhere else? There's nothing there.
No, the cone guys need like 2-hour breaks. Don't worry.
Yeah, and who else would have cone guys need jobs too?
Okay.
Yeah, but they would be more efficient if they moved them in and out.
Just move the cones during the mornings and when people come home.
Nasty collision on my way here, by the way, on 107. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys saw it. That was bad.
Into the bus?
Into the
The
bus.
truck right into the
Oh,
bus.
smashed it.
Oh, that's awful.
I think
Pushed in.
everybody was okay. Looked like it at least, but I don't know how they plowed into the back of the bus like that. It like
so
cut
I
right
have
through the
so the
truck.
two things I was thinking, because I thought the exact same thing. I wonder if sun was a factor.
So
I don't
it's
know if we're the sun, because like
just heading east.
Yeah.
Heading east.
Yeah.
So I don't know if sun is a factor or just straight up looking on your phone.
Oh,
You're driving, bus is stopping
Yeah.
because they're about to get to a stop or something like that, and you're looking down at your phone. You look up, you're going a little too fast. Slam. Don't.
but the amount of force that hit the back of that, it like cut into the engine and everything.
But that's where I want. Or the other thing is, no, they were. I was trying to think. Maybe they switched into the lane to try to
I
get around
figured there
someone,
was a
and then
turn
maybe
there.
the bus. They didn't notice that the bus was stopping actually, so when they turned into the lane, they rammed right into the bus or
Yeah,
something.
that's possible.
I don't know. The sun. That whenever I see
Yeah.
somebody going
You bet.
east in the morning and I see an accident, I always do wonder: does sun play a factor?
Well, you gotta I don't take that for granted. Driving from east to west every morning and vice versa on the way home.
It's nice.
You're never if you lived west of the city and you worked in town, you're fighting that sun both directions. Golly, that would be annoying.
It annoys me just even the rearview mirror. Driving
Yeah.
like
Ugh.
couldn't imagine driving to it.
No.
Yeah, it was a bad accident.
That was
East,
bad.
east is best, baby.
Tomorrow, 12 degrees. Sunday,
Are
10.
you in pain?
Sometimes.
Do you need a
I would assume
painkiller?
so.
No.
Are you
Why?
taking painkillers?
No,
Or-
I try my best not to.
Were you
Want some
given
gummies?
some?
I'm sure Eric could help you.
Okay, everybody.
No, but like honestly, like were you given some and just choose not to, or
No, the doctor said I can take ibuprofen, but
Oh,
I just
so just
regular.
regular.
choose not to because it's just bad for your liver to take medications.
We used to pass around a bottle of ibuprofen in the locker room, and guys would just be like,
What about ephedrine?
ephedrine was banned
Oh.
by the time I was playing.
Yeah, well, in the jungle there was no rules.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of ephedrine going around.
Yeah, it's like an upper, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did take painkiller yesterday though. That's because the day before I went to like work, came here, and like the crutches and everything just kind of took a toll on my body. So I take them as needed. But I've only taken it like
How the armpits hanging in there?
it's not. They're good because I have to lift myself up. So I hope
Yeah.
I get jacked after this.
Yeah, you
'cause-
do the bicycle
Yeah,
exercises.
that's what Belzy was telling me about. Because
he's a
I'm worried
smart man.
about getting fluffy and my cousin's wedding's in June, and
What's
can't even
fluffy?
order a dress.
like getting face fat?
Oh, I got a,
puffy
I've,
all
got
I
a,
guess
over.
that's the right word.
I've always had a fat face.
That's good. That's lots of collagen.
Oh yeah, sure. I've always
You have
I've
an
always
adorable
had
face.
chubby cheeks and like a fat face. I'm okay with it now. I've come to realize it is what it is. But
Yeah, but
It
do you
is.
have to wear a dress in June to your first cousin's wedding?
anything can happen. I don't know.
You can't put restrictions on the future.
I've
Never say never.
It's been a long time since I donned a dress,
goodness.
but I have. Yeah, I
Sorry,
dressed up
Jake.
as a cheerleader in high school once.
Frosh week or something like
Was
that.
it April's outfit?
It's just a Tuesday.
Didn't know April.
I didn't know April in high school.
Oh, not in high school. Sorry, I thought you meant U of A days.
No.
Mhm.
I did some drag in U of A, but not all the time.
There, down the street from where Matthew and I live, there's a lot of tall girls that go dancing on weekends.
What's that mean?
They're in
Tall
drag.
girls?
Oh,
Which they're moving.
They are? That's a
Uh,
hot corner.
Evo
very
is
busy.
going to open up. It's just been talked about this week. They're open up in there. Do you know that Rain that was open for a while on Jasper Ave?
Yeah.
That place closed.
Oh.
So Evo bought it.
oh.
And they're going to have both locations open throughout the summer, but then they're moving everything just to that one location.
okay.
So that's going to get a quieter corner.
It's an
Actually,
interesting corner. That's
I'm
for sure.
disappointed to a degree because like the nights that I like a Friday or Saturday night when I'm walking home from somewhere, it's always nice knowing that there was like people around.
Oh, yeah. I saw a dead
Nothing
guy
can
on
happen.
that side of the road once.
Oh.
Yeah, that was weird.
I bet.
The cops were like wrapping up
Nonchalant.
the scene. There's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Obviously, they knew what happened because the next day there's business as usual. And I was like, that dude's dead.
jeepers.
Do we want to talk NCAA first or NBA first?
Well, what? We don't want to hurt
It's
your
your show,
feelings.
Maddie.
I'm not. My feelings aren't going to get hurt. Lakers lost to the Warriors.
First of all, let's talk about because I really do want to talk about yesterday's game. Dusty said he watched it as well. It was a good matchup. They're both, like I said, I think they're going to play each other in the playoffs.
Well, they're right now scheduled to meet in the playoffs 4-5, which annoys me.
Curry ripped it. I can't believe how much he's thriving.
How old's Curry now?
Good
38,
question.
I think. Something like that.
No, is he 38?
I thought he was up there.
I thought he was a little
Maybe
bit younger.
36?
No, let's see. I should know this. My bad.
I thought you don't like Steph
I
Curry,
didn't
so you
think
went
I
there.
don't. He's
Jimmy
37.
Butler going to
37.
the
He'll be-
Warriors would be
yeah, he
as
turned-
significant as it turned out to be.
Good point. They are ripping it with
Hand up.
him.
They
they've
are a
only lost
different
twice with him. Yeah.
It's making me like Jimmy Butler because
Me
I
too.
disliked him for how he left Miami and
Well-
the BS. I know he will.
He'll run out his welcome, but it's going to take a few seasons.
I like him.
Damn good.
But Jimmy Butler's still a hell of a basketball player.
Yes, he is.
Got the white hair.
I love it.
White.
And
He
he's
loves
funny.
it.
Like he
He's
did
so
the what was it? The emo Jimmy.
And we all
picture.
believed
He
him.
always does.
And it was
his,
a joke.
Yeah, I do appreciate his comedic side. I appreciate his desire or love for coffee.
Yes.
He
his
has a
own coffee.
full-time barista that is with him.
Mhm.
I think that's a power move. Yeah, I got my own barista. Yeah, like at your local coffee
Yeah.
place. No, at my hotel room.
Yeah.
You want a coffee?
Yeah. And he's paying them. Like that's his. I don't want to say vice so much because people have.
Oh,
like,
it is.
That's a vice.
his
That's a
thing.
vice
That's
to
a vice
people.
for sure.
But like,
And
you know,
that-
like
whatever.
LeBron carries like a case of wine in a briefcase. Like a lot of players do that actually. It's a
Yeah,
big culture.
LeBron's an alcoholic.
No.
I want NBA team
Yeah, he
stats.
is.
But whereas like Jimmy does the coffee, it's just he's an eccentric guy. And I hope he wins a championship, but I don't like Golden State, but the way they're playing.
Yeah,
watched this thing
see, the
on
thing is,
the,
the Warriors yesterday shot a little higher 3-point percent than I would expect. That's why I'm not worried about as much about the Lakers and Warriors. They have those games where they won't hit those threes, and the Lakers will win.
So you're not worried after watching yesterday?
No,
They're
the
leading by, like-
loss, like it's one of those. The Warriors were hitting a bunch of threes, especially in the late third, fourth quarter. They were hitting a bunch of threes, and it's like, okay, those games are going to happen in a series if they were to meet. I just want the Lakers to get to a 3 because I do look, the Warriors are still a good basketball team, and with Jimmy buckets, they are better. They will challenge the Lakers. That's a 6-7 game series. I would like to avoid that. I would also like to avoid being 4-5 seed because then you play OKC in a third round as opposed to a second round.
Shame on you.
Why?
Shame on you. That's loser speak. To avoid this series, to avoid this
I
team.
would rather see OKC. I'd rather the
So you want to
Lakers-
get as far as you can and then get your heart broken by OKC eventually,
Good
No,
point.
I'd like to see the Lakers.
You
take
just
them
want
on
them to
in the
go as
Western
far as they
Conference. And then
and then lose to OKC, which
not- no, I don't-
inevitably they will.
no, I think they might win. But you hope that maybe they get beaten up a little bit. If they get Denver or Golden State in the second round, I'd rather them get beaten up in that point as opposed to the Lakers. Now, flip side, Dusty brought up a good point yesterday when we were talking about it, is that as the Lakers, maybe you want to be more fresh going up against OKC as opposed to seeing them in the third round. You have to go through OKC at some point. I'd rather them have to, maybe later on in the playoffs, allow LeBron and Luka to really get their rhythm going in the playoffs before they meet OKC.
Curry with 37 points yesterday, LeBron with 33.
And then we're going back and forth. I was listening to Dust talk about Kevin Harlan's calls there.
Yes, back and forth. However, Golden State did lead the entire time. So it looked pretty Lakers aren't.
I think Golden State could make some noise,
Me too. I'm a little worried.
which I would love. I'm here for that. I love Golden State. Steph Curry's a likable character.
Of course,
Seems like it.
the good guy.
She doesn't like it.
I don't know
don't like
when.
him
I don't
because
know
he's
when or
dangerous.
why LeBron became so hated.
When or why?
Yeah, is it the
It's
decision
the decision started.
to go to South Beach?
And then it's rotated.
Yeah.
I've gone when he went back to
super
Cleveland.
teams.
I got back to liking LeBron.
I've grown.
And
I've
I've
grown to
liked LeBron
appreciate him
since.
more.
Yes.
I think the original. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. That
was very
over.
bad.
That was terrible.
He was too young.
But he was asked
bad
if he would take
PR.
that back, and he said he wouldn't.
Well,
He's owning it,
Yeah,
which
you
I-
own it. It's like
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it would be
Appreciate
owning
that, I
it if he
guess.
said, "Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that." That was above my.
But he won how many 3 titles there?
two.
He backed it up.
Yeah,
They were in
true.
the finals. Were they in finals 4 times and lost to the Spurs twice, or were they only there 3 times?
Yeah, Spurs were good.
Or lost to Spurs and the Mavs. I think that's how it went.
I've
something
seen
like
a
that.
couple documentaries with LeBron involved in them,
Mm-hmm.
And it is, you get to see that person away from the court, away from the drama. And I think he's one of the hardest working mothers, what's in sports. Doing what he's doing at his age requires it. Attention to detail. He takes immaculate care of his body. You joke around, he drinks wine. Yeah, he probably does have a glass, but like he is at the court before anybody. He leaves the court after everybody. He is doing the hyperbaric chambers. He's doing the ice tub. He's doing everything he can to give his maximum effort. You can't really fault that. Oh, and beside that, he's a global superstar who has a family too. So you have to respect that, whether or not you like what he's done in the past or like, how he does things. And he's a very me guy. Look at me guy.
But that's the NBA.
That's
I'm sorry.
okay. It is.
Kobe was a me guy. MJ was a me guy. They're all me's guys. They're arrogant.
MJ was a me guy with his play. He took over games with his play. LeBron with this and the theatrics. That's different. But you still can't help but like the guy.
Brandon from Windsor texts in, says, I just watched the Lakers highlights from last night. What the hell happened to LeBron? Thoughts and prayers looked like he was shot. LOL,
yeah, right
sheesh.
off he's right. I was going to bring that up. I mean, he flops a bit, hardly gets touched. He's the one I think he got pushed into a player and he falls and he's just lying there and it's just so, and then he plays the whole game like he's 33 points. Like he obviously is okay.
I like this. They killed LeBron.
Yeah.
He's
I was going to send that to Brendan, but I didn't know if that was appropriate with the death joke, but like that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it ain't wrong. By the way, I don't know the full story of this, but Michael Jordan, he loves golfing. I guess he golfs like every day.
Oh, yes. With Clark MacArthur.
Is that what it is? So
I still find that fascinating.
Okay.
All the people.
Because I guess
in the sport, I know
it's real.
All this people in the sporting world, Clark MacArthur.
That's right. From Lloydminster. Sorry, Jasmine.
Is that right? Okay, no, I don't know. Because there's
legit.
one.
But
I
he likes
didn't know
golfing?
that. No.
With Clark MacArthur.
There's a person that he golfs with, and I thought it was like a big businessman, and he likes to golf with him every day. But the guy, I guess, now had to tell Michael Jordan that I gotta go to work. Like
Clark MacArthur said that.
Is that him? Then that's the one. Okay. And then he's like, I got a real job. Like I can't be golfing with you every day.
I have to support my family to afford this place.
Yeah.
MJ should have just been like, what are you making?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
That's what I would have done too.
I need you to golf with me because it's fun. We gamble. It's
I'll
good.
match it.
He's got the money to pay one full-time golf employee.
He does.
Hey, I'll pay you $500,000 a year.
Yeah. Is that good, Clark? We good, bro?
We good?
You just get to golf with me all the time, and you do whatever else. It's just when I want to golf, you got to be golfing with me.
Oh, wild. Just like the barista. Like, think about having one of those jobs, eh?
Avery's listening. Yeah. Hey, Avery. LeBron being known as a flopper at 6'9", 255 pounds is hilarious. And then the Dr. Carpy responds, they flop in every sport.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
They
There's people that flop at
varying
levels of it.
Levels, for sure. I think NBA is probably the number one on that list as far as
soccer.
Soccer.
I'm not talking soccer. I'm talking to Big Four in North America. Okay. Sports people mostly.
Yeah, I think there's only three. You can't flop in baseball.
That's true.
You can't flop in baseball. So and the NFL would be the lowest.
It's fun when they do it in the NFL because you're like, come on.
Yeah, the guy actually has to jump.
You hit me.
It would go NBA 1, NHL 2, NFL 3.
Yeah.
CFL, NCAA, that football. That's how I would.
What is this? What is this thing here, Tom? Any news on the EST celebrity shootout?
Oh, that was
Is this usually you and Dusty shooting on Gager?
On Joaquin, yeah, and Joaquin getting very confident in his abilities.
Can we do road hockey version of that?
No,
in
it's
the
not
parking
the
lot?
same. I mean, we could.
They're not scoring on Gager unless Gager.
I would light Gager up, and he knows it.
We gotta figure out one day what all this stuff we need to do. We need to do the combine. We need to do a bunch of things.
We need to do the combine. Combine would be easy and fun.
Yeah. Jasmine's ready for the combine.
I guess so.
Do the 40-yard dash. Let's go. Go ahead.
Oh, get her one of those little scooters with the people keep the leg up.
Yeah, that's what I had
That's
at
what she
the
had at the
Nasty
Nasty
Bash.
Bash, the first ever Nasty Bash.
Yeah, you weren't there.
I was on vacation. I was
Yeah.
on holiday.
And she called me your truck.
Ouch. No
thought it
wonder
was
you
your
didn't
Amtrak.
give her a hat for a full
I
calendar
don't
year.
No,
That's not an insult
got
to me.
hats,
I love
right?
your Amtrak.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you got it.
I was gonna wear it too.
Amtrak's my boy.
I'm not digging the hair.
It's fun. Ramchuck's good. Good
I should
shit.
try to go for
I
drinks with
remember
them before
and
playoffs.
Maddie got mad. Like he just stared me down. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Did I?
Yeah, you
I
just
have no
gave me like
issues
this
with
blank stare, and
He
I was
does
like,
that.
I give blank stares to
Does
everyone
that
for
to
a
me?
lot
yeah,
of things.
I know you now. Like that's fine. But then when I was like the first time I'm like introducing myself and whatever, meeting Maddie, I'm like,
That wasn't your Amtrak.
yeah,
I could give a bad impression because you think it's your Amtrak.
I'm like stressed out with my
Make
leg.
things worse for your Amtrak out there.
Anyways,
March Madness Final Four tomorrow.
Yo.
Men's basketball, Duke,
Whoa,
Houston,
Final
Auburn,
Four
Florida.
starts tonight.
yeah.
The women's go tonight.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
When's their championship? Sunday?
Sunday. They do it Friday,
I thought they.
Sunday, and then men do it Saturday, Monday.
So their tournament starts later but ends sooner by the day. But that's weird. Go Connecticut. Go Pagebackers. That's all I care
Connecticut,
about.
so it's Texas, South Carolina at 5, and then Connecticut, UCLA. It's going to be.
Give me Pagebackers. Let her go out with the championship.
I don't see anybody beating Connecticut. I think the first
Although-
game, Texas, South Carolina, is going to be good.
South Carolina.
UCLA,
beats UConn.
UCLA is going to get blown out by UConn. Texas, South Carolina is good. I would like to see Texas win. I want to see something different.
I'm a Pagebackers fan.
You've said that.
Yeah, many times.
Yeah.
And I'll keep saying it.
She's great. She's fantastic.
Absolutely. And I would love for. And it's actually been a long time since UConn won.
If you, and I've said this before, but if you haven't watched women's basketball on this level, do yourself a favor and tune in tonight. You'll see great basketball. The game as it's supposed to be played, inside out. You know, this isn't a 3-point shooting contest. This is the game of basketball. Defense is played. They played defense.
That's why I like the March Madness tournament overall
Yes.
from even the men's side because it's
It's even heightened on the
there's
women's
it's
side.
the plays that are just drawn up and it's playing the defense and it's basketball at its essence.
Anybody take Duke for the win though for the men's?
Yeah, that's my school.
Everybody did.
That's
I
my
think.
school.
You all
she
did, eh?
She took Houston. If
Yeah.
Houston wins she wins the ESP bracket or EST bracket.
I hope so. I'm 15th right now.
But there's a thing on ESPN you could click forecast. They say if Houston wins, you win.
Oh my God! Let's go Houston!
Ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
But I keep bragging about it like Maddie brags about a CFL, whatever.
Don't even talk about it because it's not
title.
going to happen.
What's the title?
Okay, honestly though,
Cooper
Jake,
Flag.
130
Duke-
some people.
2 words.
If she
Duke-
wins, that's bragging.
Oh, I'm
rights.
saying
Yeah.
it's a great.
I don't know.
That's a great achievement, but I have 2 words for you.
Yeah,
Cooper.
but we
Flag.
are now.
I know,
we
you're
are,
right.
We are at the
I
4
hate
best
Duke.
teams now, though, and it's
Well,
it's all it takes is one game, and all it takes is that one player to get into foul trouble. You know, it's
But Cooper Flag has been undeniably the best player this entire tournament.
sure,
legit.
He's 6'9",
Yeah.
and he's playing the point guard position.
but the ACC was trash.
It's not looking like
we-
trash.
Do you see what the rest of the conference did?
I mean, you know what? It is funny though. It's all number 1 seeds, and like I knew when there's rumblings of, oh, you know, where's the parity of the NCAA March Madness, and it's like, this is what's supposed to happen.
well, this hasn't happened since 05.
Yeah, this is what's supposed to happen. The number
Like-
1 seeds win.
It's okay for once every 20 years for this to happen. So I will.
Tom, what are you looking at?
Is
Can I
Snapchat?
see?
I'm trying to find that. Okay, I'm sure you heard about that better that put $5 down on like he did a
Nope.
oh damn it. Then I gotta tell you this. He basically I gotta see what his level to cash out now is. If he keeps so that there's like I gotta find the 4 teams that he bet, but all 3 hit and he needs Duke to win the championship. So either he can take the bet, what's it called? When
The
you
early cash out?
Yeah, when you cash out. At the time I looked, this was last week. It has to be more now. He can cash out at about like 68,000 or something.
What right now?
But if he keeps Duke in $5 parlay, if he keeps Duke in, he can win $168,000. So
We
what
like
would you
Duke's
do?
chances.
Oh yeah, they're gonna win.
Keep it.
I feel like they are going to win, and that's the thing. And he's riding this bet.
I think
There's
they're
an
gonna win.
update
I
on
think
that. just
Auburn
need to
is the
find it.
biggest
Yeah.
thorn in their side. Auburn. That's who I would
Auburn
say.
is they're
Auburn has been playing
Damn,
Really
very
well.
well. I love this
nervous.
weekend.
I'm
I love
nervous.
this weekend. I love Like I crave live college basketball. It's like my drug. I was watching last night the NIT Men's Championship.
NIT, really?
And then the night before that, I watched the Div 3 championship game.
You are a fiend.
Yeah. UNY. Oh,
See you, Troy.
see you, Godfather.
Hey, how are you?
I'm nervous for Duke. As a Duke fan, I'm nervous.
Nah, it's okay to be nervous, but they are the cream of the crop.
I hope so. It'd be
Cooper
nice.
Flag, Cooper Flag is a generational player.
He is.
Hey, they've had generational players
He's like a new Wemby.
in college, and they couldn't get it done over the last few years. Like it's been a while since 15.
They've got
Been a while
an
since 15.
inside game too.
I know,
They're
but
just
still,
too deep. They're
but
too deep.
again,
the
but
only
it's
thing
also
you're right.
one game.
But you're right.
Anything could go. Like it's not a
Foul
best
trouble.
of 7 series.
They cannot get into foul trouble.
You get off on that rough start, and all of a sudden you're down. You give up a 12-2 run to start the game. You know, sometimes mentally that can best with, especially these guys, kids on the big stage. The other thing to all of this too is that I don't know where they played Sweet 16, Elite 8, but Final Four goes to a basket or a football stadium. They play in big stadiums. And I know I remember reading one, depth perception. Like it's different when you're looking at the net because it's not like the seats are right at you. It goes out further. So this could mess with things. Like, so there's a lot of different things. I'm worried. I hope they win. I'm a Duke fan for over 20 years. I want to see them get this done. It'd be nice to see it again. But
I hope not. My family hates Duke, so they're all UNC people, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
let's go Duke.
Michael Jordan.
It'd be
Jamie Thomas
fourth title I've
JT?
seen
from
ever.
Ground Control, the Winnipeg Jets,
That's
the
my
official
boy.
podcast of the Winnipeg Jets.
Yes, it is.
Huge UNC guy.
Interesting. I've known JT for many years. I did not know
UNC.
that about him.
Screw
He's a
UNC.
beauty.
Yeah, he is.
You know what?
It's all about Duke.
I offered to take Matthew Iwanyk to the River Cree tonight after our show for the prime rib buffet.
He said no.
I haven't responded.
No, it's too late. It's done. I told you.
Yeah, yes,
I
yes,
needed
sir.
to make
The answer would have
plans.
been no
You've
anyway.
rescinded this offer.
Well, it
The
has to
answer-
be
this
because
Friday
now
would
I
have
have
been
a
no.
life, Tom.
This Friday was
I
always
know,
going to
you're
be
a busy
no.
boy.
We didn't
Guys,
talk
he's
about
a
it.
busy
I had a
boy.
rush out of here the last few days.
Yeah, I know. You're always like, see you later, guys. Bam, door slammed.
Well, yeah, because I'm both those days I was here
Well, you
all
got
day.
plans tonight?
Well, yeah, I'm also going to rest and
Seltz back.
things. No.
Oh,
No.
just wondering.
Official drink of the EST Hangout, by the way. Finished long drink, legend in 1952 drink. Unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada, where you can enter, post the code and find a liquor store establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock. We could talk after about it.
Speaking of long drink,
Hello.
you guys want to hear some interesting thing that I came across?
Yes.
So the only spirit in the U.S. seeing sales growth is tequila.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the number one right now. But it is like tequila culture. Mezcal is big and upcoming.
I believe it.
You know, people.
I like mezcal.
Yeah.
Olays?
Yeah,
Those are good.
Yeah, Olays are good.
You're
Like-
looking at me like I spoke in a different language.
No, I love
But, like,
Olays, but
Rum.
that's not all tequila.
No,
Olays.
but the
Rum.
main,
That's
the good one
fallen
is
It'll get
tequila.
ya.
It's the mark.
The,
It'll
te- the
get ya.
tequila.
Good old rum
no,
and coke.
The best
Whiskey
one
I
is
can't
the
do.
Whiskey's my favorite.
Whiskey. Yeah, it's good, but I can't do it.
grapefruit tequila, isn't it? Paloma. Paloma.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So vodka and whiskey both saw slight declines, though vodka still leads in bottles sold due to its lower average price. Tequila is now closing in on vodka as the top grossing spirit in the country.
Hmm.
I noticed that though, like when I'm out with my friends or with my cousins, I noticed like people will be like, for example, an espresso martini. Personally, I like it with gin. I think standard is vodka, but people will be like, I want it with tequila. Everything's with the tequila now.
Yeah.
There's a huge tequila culture.
That's a good point, actually.
And mezcal is meant to be sipped on,
Mhm.
not as a shot. So do not be tacky and shot that.
Bottle service.
But you are the
You, the guru.
the person to talk
got
to
it.
about this. I mean, you know.
The other person's Gager.
Yeah, I think
I had to
Gator's
bring
usually-
Gager back a bottle of mezcal. He wanted a bottle of mezcal when I was
Yeah.
in Mexico.
Okay. Did you bring
Fernand,
anybody
too.
else one?
He offered to pay for it.
I saw that.
Did
I
you
would've
make an
offered
offer?
to pay for it?
Why didn't you? Well, he just
You
texted
didn't
me.
put it out there in the world.
I didn't.
I didn't know we were allowed to pre-order
Gager
bottles
decided
of
to
mezcal.
be a man, and he reached out to me directly. I'm like, hey, if you have a chance, can you pick me up a bottle of mezcal? I'll pay you back.
Fair.
Hope you're having a great time. You never messaged that to me.
I wouldn't want one anyways.
Well,
You're too busy.
mezcal's hard to find. You have to go to like specialty stores to get it.
Mm.
This is when I was in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, that's why you
Yeah.
should reach out.
Have you guys had peanut butter tequila?
I'm allergic. Is it good?
Peanut butter. Well, yeah, Jada got me wasted on it at the pint one night. Yeah, DVD and I were in rough shape. Oh,
What do you? It's peanut butter tequila.
yeah.
Peanut butter's common now with alcohol.
Well,
It
the
was
Alley
good.
Cat has a peanut butter
It's
beer.
pretty good. Pretty good.
It was very good.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big tequila person,
Hmm.
but I've warmed up to it. And the peanut butter tequila was, I think we had 7 shots.
Damn.
What? You did?
No
Oh, yeah.
wonder. I know that night.
Between you
guys
two,
went
or
out. Yeah.
you had 7 shots?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
She's the devil.
How are you upright? I would-
The next day was a struggle.
If I didn't
Oh.
have a broken foot, I would have been out with you guys that day.
We would
Yeah.
have had fun. We had
Yeah.
a great night. It was a lot of fun. We went bar hopping. I hadn't done that in a while.
Oh, too good.
Bar
I had the
hopping.
green light
Got the green light from who?
myself.
And I appreciate that you still have a good
thought
time.
of
Yeah.
bar hopping makes me sick.
It was not the best idea,
Yeah.
but it happened.
If I had to be forced into bar hopping, it would probably be more like pub hopping. Like
We have mostly pubs now, right?
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of
start at
Yeah.
Billy Bud's on the south side.
Oh,
Billy Buds is
Really?
awesome.
Yeah. Then
I
you
used
have
go
to hit
there.
somewhere
Good
on
wings.
White
Yeah.
Ave.
Great
Maybe
TVs.
Yes.
maybe Leopold's or
There's
Hudson's.
Hudson's
Go
is
say hi to
there.
Connor at
Pint is
Hudson's.
just over there as well.
Yeah, Hudson's. So we could go from Billy Bud's up to Hudson's, and then downtown.
Lots of places to go.
But like a
But you'd want
pubby
Kelly's.
place.
Go to
Kelly's.
furniture.
Kelly's would be the place.
Kelly's.
Furniture warehouse. Kelly's.
The cabin is that all
Cabin's
right?
good, but you got then you're
you're
going
way
all the
over there.
Yeah. Yeah, we ended up at a few of those places.
What about Teddy's?
Love
I've
Teddy's.
never been to Teddy's.
Great.
That seems more like my speed.
Oh, you got Keno.
Yeah, all I need is Keno
They
and
got
the sound
good,
of
decent
VLTs
wings.
going on. in the
Oh,
background.
that's honestly, you would love to go to Teddy's.
I want chicken wings. You know what I want to
I'm
do?
more
You're gonna go
like
buy some chicken wings.
I want to go buy some chicken
local
wings.
cactus.
Yes.
No,
local
Teddy's
cactus
is just
jelly.
lovely.
Joey's bell tower. That's
What you
gotcha.
expect
Yeah.
from Teddy's
I'm
is
with
still
ya.
probably the case.
Really?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I want
gotta stop
really
doing this.
good chicken wings.
I can't use my
Well, I'm
foot.
not gonna
I think
say
all
that
the
they have
energy's
that.
right here.
Total cactus.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Central.
Okay, I gotta ask Jasmine a question. You two can zone out for a quick second.
Sure.
What if I want to answer it too?
That's right.
Go for
So
it.
funny, Jay.
Yeah, now I'm expecting an answer from
So
you.
serious.
You're not,
Yeah,
you
sorry.
got to answer. Sunday, 90-minute season finale, White Lotus season 3.
Mhm.
Okay.
Who's gonna die?
Who's your top contender for dying and how?
Oh,
If you haven't seen the first 7 episodes, or then you don't want spoilers, turn down for a little bit. But if you've seen the 7 episodes, there's no spoilers. We're guessing here.
I think the security guard,
Gate talk.
Talk, he's gonna come out the winner.
The winner.
The winner of the show.
Interesting.
Yes. Who? But I don't want.
I think he dies.
You think he dies?
I think something is going to happen. He's going to pull out the gun, but he's going to be too scared to shoot it because he is not a fighter, and he gets shot.
Okay.
And then it leads to there's some, because if that first episode there was one shot, there was a pause, then there was another shot, then there was pause, then there was a bunch of gunfires. So I think that's the start that leads to some other shootout that happens maybe with the bodyguards
Mm-hmm.
of the guy who was Rick's, maybe his father, maybe not his father. They come looking for Rick or something, and then this leads to a shootout. But Guy Talk is the one that dies.
I think Rick is gonna die. He's such a great character. He's such a pleasure. You think he's evil, but he's not.
As long as it's not Chelsea. Chelsea's been my
Yeah,
favorite character this
she's
season.
awesome.
Even just when the story, when Chloe was explaining Greg Gary's fetish,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah, she's
Oh,
so
and
sweet.
she's just very supportive. You're like,
Yeah.
this isn't something to be supportive about, but okay.
And she loves Rick for Rick, you know,
Yeah.
and all his flaws. Like, she's a good person. But what if she dies?
That's what I'm worried about.
Because it'll hurt Rick and Rick's story.
Well, the only thing is, so she's had the 2 close calls.
yeah.
And then they decided, and she said bad things happen 3. But Mike White, generally, is he going to put it out there and like, so now who's your guess?
Uncle Rico.
That's not a bad guess. I won't give you that.
See?
Oh, Greg Gary's not a bad guess.
I saw
Greg Gary's not a bad guess. I will give you that. So well done.
Is the fetish that you guys are alluding to the
No, there's a different-
Sam Rockwell,
No.
Walton Goggins
No.
clip that I saw?
Would
where
you
I was
like to-
Whoa, what the hell was that?
The lady boys?
Do you want me to tell you the
Yeah,
real?
no,
No, this is a different fetish.
Anyway,
Do you want me to tell you or not? Or wait till after the show?
No,
just go
say
ahead.
it.
Just spill it. Whatever.
Greg Gary, apparently, and I don't know if I fully believe it. When he was younger, he heard his parents, his dad going to town on his mom. I think that's how the wordings was going to town. And he stood outside. And now the fetish he wants is he's always wanted his partner to have an affair, but he could creep up and like listen in on it.
Yeah.
So he
There's a
wanted.
word for that.
Yeah, it's
I
not a
know.
word we can use on the air.
So, but what he wants is to have his girlfriend bang Saxton, and then after he could come in and bang his girlfriend, and
What kind of sick
is a
shit are
church
you guys
show.
into?
that's where, and then Chelsea was like, "Oh, just reliving his mom's story. Yeah, that's nice.
nice.
Just so pleasant
Yeah,
with it."
what are you supposed to say? Like,
And Saxon, credit to him, was like, "No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely not," and then left.
Okay,
There's like
that's fine.
did you see the theories about the watches? How everybody has a different sort of watch, kind of in their
No.
class. Yeah, that's a read. That's like you gotta read about
Jen
it.
Cool says, "I think Jacqueline dies or one of the girlfriends." I'm fascinated by those trio.
Oh yeah, their storyline is so interesting. They're
90
all
minutes on
toxic.
Sunday. Longest episode in White Lotus history, which also has some controversy. And the composer who's done all the music for it, he's quit. He's not doing season 4. He got into a fight with Mike White. He also released a longer version of the intro song that he wanted them to use that they didn't use, that you can go find, that has the whole stuff from the first 2 seasons. That stuff was actually in the intro song, but later, and they never used it.
I did not know that.
So a little bit of
I
White
will-
Lotus drama from off camera.
Okay.
Sunday, White Lotus, season finale,
going
season
down.
3. Then we get I don't know how long till season 4, but then Last of Us begins. But I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Thank
Yeah,
you,
it
Jay,
is.
for your prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Greg Gary, solid prediction.
Okay, good. Thank you. Like this will be good stuff next week we can talk about. Tommy,
Yes, sir.
the new
Ma'am.
the new
Sorry.
it's because I'm getting floofy and stuff.
No,
it's
no.
true,
You're
right?
not floofy. You look
Oh,
great.
no.
Okay, yes. What?
Hey, look at
What?
this. Pickup crashes into ETS bus on 107.
That's the one I saw.
Just came up on CTV.
saw
While you
it
guys
too.
talk, I'll see if I can find the reason.
Yes, Jazzy.
There's a new Superman coming out. You guys see the trailer?
That looked awesome.
Looks so good.
And I'm not a big Superman guy.
Me neither, but I feel like if you're gonna go watch in the theater,
Yeah.
that's the movie to watch.
Yeah.
You know, the way the graphics look, and it's gonna be so
I love
grand.
how he whistled for the dog and
There's a dog in
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
super dog. I don't know what his name is.
Real.
Ooh, that is serious.
Doesn't say what happened.
They
Okay.
were, I didn't see an ambulance. The fire department was on scene, and then people were standing around the truck. So I hope.
No injuries reported.
Okay,
Good.
EPS is investigating.
Everybody's heard of Kraft Hockeyville, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the 19th year they've been doing it. My wife's brother, my brother-in-law and his family are from Crossfield. They're big members of the community there.
Yeah.
Crossfield, Alberta is in the final 4 for voting to get a they win an NHL game and $250,000 that goes to that rink.
Oh, that's
My
awesome.
nephews grew up in that rink. They, like I said, they're a big part of that community. They are the only Alberta option left. So voting is happening. So they wanted me to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it on our show too, because
Your show.
if our show, it ends in 1 day, in 4
Get
hours.
on it.
So if you want to vote and if you want to support a small town in Alberta, Crossfield, everybody's driven past it their whole life. It's just on the west side of the highway as you're coming into Airdrie. They are the only Alberta option left. It's Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia. So go on Craftville. It's
Hockeyville, right?
Hockeyville. Just Google Hockeyville and you can quickly vote. That would be huge
Doing that right now.
for their community.
Absolutely.
And it is a lovely little community. It's like, and the rink needs it. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you.
Aw.
That rink is a mess.
Any refurbishment to a local rink, I'm 100% all
Yeah.
about. So, Kraft Hockeyville.
Kraft Hockeyville, vote Crossfield. Let's
go.
push them
I'm doing
across
that right
the
now.
line.
Doing
Yeah,
that right
I'll
now.
do a reshare on that too.
Yeah, okay.
I know you're gonna wrap up soon. Also, Megan 2.0 is coming out. That look good. They're gonna like revamp the Megan and make her like big and
Who's
doll-like.
Megan 1.0?
Did you watch Megan? That
I've
one with
never
the-
watched it, but it's like a horror movie.
I don't watch stuff.
It's not. It's really
Sorry.
good. It's like kind of sci-fi horror. It's awesome.
Oh, Reed would
me-
be into it.
Can I give a shout out to a nasty that's in England?
Well, if I said no, I look like a massive dick right now. So
Exactly. I set him up. I set him up for that.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want him to be
You got him there, Jazzy.
So my nephew, he's doing law school, and his buddy was listening to the Hangout, and he's like, "Oh, that's my aunt's on that show." So I think his name is John, but so we should pin it Brighton, England, south of London.
Ooh.
So shout out to you kids, and good luck on your law exams.
we've got Lock Shop coming up in a few minutes. We've got Oil Stream here at EST Afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne without Reed. Myself with you. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we got Hello Hockey.
Yep.
Tommy and Belzy.
Yep.
Pagnata.
That's all I know about.
Okay.
Right? Belzy's on it.
Pipeline Show is at noon, hopefully. 1 o'clock. We'll have the Pipeline Show on tomorrow, but 1 o'clock we get the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom and Herno have the pre and post game show tomorrow as the Oilers do take on the Kings. We've got you set for that.
I should be on Wednesday with Belzy again. Wednesday, Friday, probably.
That was pretty good.
You guys are a good yin and yang. I'll say that.
On behalf of Jasmine, Jay, Brennan the intern, Tom Gazzola, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning into the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Stock, as hit Lock Shop. Coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today